Chapter 1356. Mother, I won't get up. I have to get to the bottom of this matter today. Mother, it can't be fake anyway. So many people saw it. Are they all blind? Can't they see it clearly? Li Chuiying was really disappointed this time. She knew that these people in old Zhao's family were all the same. They would definitely side with Zhao Wenshui instead of her. If she didn't make a big fuss, this matter would probably be left unsettled. No one would stand up for her. She couldn't swallow this bitterness in her stomach. After all, no woman would be willing to let her man hook up with another woman. Feng Zhangxiao was not afraid of making a big fuss and echoed on the side. Yes, sister-in-law. It's true. Why don't you believe your own man? Why don't you believe others' words? Don't make a fuss about this matter, or you'll embarrass our old Zhao's family. Hua Chunhua snorted softly. How can a bitch like her know our old Zhao's family's reputation? I think she just forgot. She did it on purpose. Li Chuiying glared at Feng Zhangxiao resentfully and scolded her. Sister-in-law, it's easy for you to say that. If Big Brother did this kind of thing, I'll see if you can still talk nicely and not make a fuss. My man wouldn't do this kind of thing, and I believe in him. I don't want you to start doubting because of some rumors outside. Li Chuiying snorted coldly. Everyone knew how to say such beautiful words. Even if it really happened, no one knew what kind of reaction they would have. She didn't believe that her sister-in-law wouldn't explode when she heard that her man hooked up with another woman. I'm not saying this without evidence. There's no smoke without fire. What's the point of people saying that Tianyu's father hooked up with Widow Qian? Why didn't they spread it to anyone else but Tianyu's father? I don't believe it. Is there really nothing wrong at all? Li Chuiying said angrily. Because she had cried, her eyes were red and looked a little scary. Hua Chunhua knew that Li Chuiying's words were reasonable. In fact, she guessed that Zhao Wenshui really did go to Widow Qian. The rumors in the village were basically true. Otherwise, no one would have the time to come out and make a fuss about it. After all, he was her son. Hua Chunhua still protected him. There was no reason for her to protect her daughter-in-law. Therefore, he said to Li Chuiying unhappily, Second daughter-in-law, if this is true, you shouldn't make a fuss. It's not good if other people hear it. Second brother is your man. As a man, you have to protect his face. Even if second brother is really looking for that Widow Qian, you should be looking for problems with yourself. Did you do something wrong? Otherwise, why can't you keep your man's heart? When Zhao Yun heard Hua Chunhua's words, her worldview was refreshed. What the hell? How could she have the nerve to say such things? She was at her wit's end when it came to such an unreasonable person. Glancing at Li Chuiying, Zhao Yun felt that Li Chuiying was a little pitiful. In other words, she was sad. In this era, a woman's status was so low that she met an unreasonable mother-in-law. She would really feel tired of being an unreasonable woman. Chapter 1357. Why did the woman have to reflect on her actions? It was so strange. Li Chuiying choked and swallowed her tears. Mother, what did I do wrong? I did a lot of chores at home. How is it a thankless task? Tianyu's father did this to me. And that Widow Qian, that shameless B***tch, seduced someone else's man after losing her own man. I have to find Li Zheng and ask him to be the judge. I have to ask him how he should punish that B***tch. After Li Chuiying said this, Hua Chunhua, who had been arguing for a long time, suddenly became angry. She said to Li Chuiying angrily, Second daughter-in-law, I think you're just itching for a beating. You're only going to be happy if you make our old Zhao family lose face, right? Why doesn't it make sense? We shouldn't have let you marry into our family in the first place. Marrying into our old Zhao family, you just like to cause trouble and cause trouble. You don't have a peaceful life. Hua Chunhua was so angry because Li Chuiying said that she would find Li Zheng. If she really did find Li Zheng, then this matter would be known by others and spread throughout the village. Putting aside whether Zhao Wenshui would be punished or not, in any case, it would be embarrassing. For so many years, old Zhao's family had been laughed at many times. Now that there were a few happy events, the villagers were envious of old Zhao's family. If this matter were to happen now, they would inevitably be mocked by others. The more Hua Chunhua thought about it, the angrier she became. She wanted to teach Li Chuiying a lesson, but she was stopped by Qian Zhozha. Qian Zhozha persuaded Hu Chunhua. Mother, don't hit her. Second sister-in-law didn't do anything wrong in this matter. After all, second brother did something wrong to second sister-in-law. It's okay for second sister-in-law to complain. We're all family. If there's a problem, talk it out. Don't hit her. Only then did Hu Chunhua stop. Her sharp eyes were still staring at Li Chuiying. She's just itching for a beating. How could she care about her man? Men are women's sky. Women can only obey. It's normal for him to have 3 wives and 4 concubines. If second brother has the ability, he can marry a few more. When that day comes, won't you cause a ruckus? After Hu Chunhua said this, everyone in old Zhao's courtyard fell silent. It was normal for a man to have 3 wives and 4 concubines. But this was not the case. It's not like Zhao Wenshui married Qian Chuanxiu. They're just having an affair. Since when did cheating become a matter of course? Could it be because Qian Zhozha to a husband too? But the nature of the matter did not change. Hu Chunhua's words were obviously distorting the truth. She was protecting Zhao Wenshui unreasonably. Zhao Yin'er looked coldly at Hu Chunhua with a sarcastic smile on her face. She had seen it for herself. Hu Chunhua had really opened her eyes today. If she were Li Chuiying, and had such a strange mother-in-law, she would definitely fight with her. Li Chuiying stared at Hu Chunhua with red eyes and said in a choked voice, Mother, can't you speak with some conscience? Tianyu's father did this. Are you saying that I'm in the wrong? I've been married for more than 20 years, and have given birth to children for old Zhao's family. Now that they're treating me like this, who's the one at fault? Chapter 1358. What's going on in old Zhao's family? I don't know. The daughter-in-law of the second branch of the family is making a fuss. It must be something big. Exactly. This family is always like that. Is there a troublemaker? Let's go and have a look. TSK. It must be something interesting this time. Is it because of the daughter-in-law of the second branch of the family? I think it must be because of the affair between Zhao Wenshui and Widow Qian. Many people in our village know about it. When I saw Li Chuiying's wife today, I heard about it. I was so angry that I went home. Now they are making a fuss. What? Zhao Wenshui and Widow Qian have an affair? Was this real or fake? Is it a rumor? How can it be a rumor? It's true. Believe it or not. Where did you hear it from? Is it true? You can't talk about it. Nonsense. I saw it with my own eyes once. The two of them were together for a while. They were very happy. It seems to be true. In that case, Li Chuiying is so pitiful. Her husband has an affair with another woman. What can she do? Men are always like that. They eat from the bowl, think about the pot, and look forward to the vegetable field outside. They are always satisfied with a woman. Why do they have to go out and have an affair? The villagers' discussion was basically biased towards Li Chuiying. After all, people sympathized with the weak. In this case, Zhao Wenshui had done something wrong. In the village, one of the most hated things was a man having an affair with a woman. From a moral point of view, it was also something that was not allowed. Hearing the villagers gossiping, Hu Chunhua was infuriated. Now more and more people came to join in the fun. More and more people would know about it. At that time, everyone would know about it. The whole village would be a joke again. Hu Chunhua stared at Li Chuiying, who was on the ground. Now even Qian Zhaodate couldn't stop her. Hu Chunhua rushed to Li Chuiying and scratched Li Chuiying's face. Seeing that Hu Chunhua was angry, Li Chuiying immediately moved away. Li Chuiying's hand fell on Li Chuiying's hair. Hu Chunhua conveniently grabbed Li Chuiying's hair and wanted to pull him up. Bitch's bitch. And I. Qian Zhaodate frowned and tried to pull him again. She reminded Hu Chunhua, Mother, don't hit him. There are so many people watching. I don't know what they will say about you. Hu Chunhua wasn't afraid of other things. What she was most afraid of was being talked about by others. The spittle could drown her. Hu Chunhua hesitated for a while before letting go. To prevent the villagers from watching, Hu Chunhua began to chase them away. Stop looking. What are you looking at? Go away. Nothing happened. Auntie Zhao, how is this nothing happened? The villagers are all here. With such a big commotion, there must be something going on. Your second daughter-in-law is crying so miserably. Did she bully someone? Big sister Lee, tell us. There are so many people in the village. If something happened, we can help you judge. Chapter 1359. Needless to say, these people who wanted to join in the fun wouldn't mind it. Hua Chunhua picked up the broom on the ground and wanted to drive them away. Go away, don't stay in front of my house. You all like to join in the fun. What does my family's business have to do with you? Seeing Hua Chunhua waving the broom, the onlooking villagers frowned and were very displeased. It was normal for other villagers to join in the fun when someone's family was in trouble. Why couldn't they do it in front of old Zhao's family? Hua Chunhua's behavior aroused the dissatisfaction of the villagers, so they said something to Hua Chunhua. I think Auntie Zhao, your family must have done something shameful, right? Of course. If it's not something shameful, why did you drive us away? Haha, this is called a guilty conscience. Oh, it turns out to be a guilty conscience. Everybody tell us what happened. Mrs. Zhao is so agitated. She's afraid that others will know. Tut tut tut. Even if she drives us away, we know what happened. The villagers aren't fools. Her son ran out to find another woman. Instead of teaching her son a lesson, she punished her daughter-in-law. Oh my God, is this for real? Is she still a human? She's worse than a beast. It's not like I haven't seen weird people before. Doesn't Auntie Zhao like to do this kind of thing all the time? She doesn't treat her daughter-in-law as a human and only cares about her son. Anyone who is sensible can see it clearly. After hearing the villagers' discussion, Hua Chunhua became even more exasperated. It turned out that the villagers all knew about it, but they just didn't mention it in front of old Zhao's family. She had already lost her face, but she still wanted to hide it from them. Hua Chunhua stomped her feet in anger. It was all her second son's fault. The things that she had done in the past few days had made her curse her mother, stealing money and having leftovers. Now that something like this had happened, the villagers would probably laugh their heads off, right? At this time, Zhao Baoshan came back from outside and heard the noise in the yard. He walked up and asked unhappily, "What happened? Why is there such a big scene?" Li Chuiying rushed to Zhao Baoshan and cried. Hua Chunhua wanted to stop Li Chuiying from speaking, but Zhao Baoshan glared at her. In front of Zhao Baoshan, Hua Chunhua did not dare to be too presumptuous. Li Chuiying then told Zhao Baoshan what had happened. When Zhao Baoshan heard it, his face turned livid with anger. At this time, Zhao Wenshui was working in the field instead of at home. Otherwise, Zhao Baoshan would have sent people to find Zhao Wenshui. Zhao Baoshan said to Zhao Wenshui with a sullen face, "Baoshan, go to the second branch's field and ask him to come back. Today, I have to ask him what he has done." Hua Chunhua patted her thigh anxiously. She kept complaining in her heart that her father was so silly. It was a scandal. Couldn't he just close the door and talk about it with the whole family? Because of this, the villagers had to continue to join in the fun. No matter how they dealt with it, the villagers would laugh at them. Zhao Wenshui responded, "Okay, father, I'll go to the field to find my second brother right now. Hurry up, don't dawdle." Okay. Chapter 1360. Everyone in the yard was waiting for Zhao Wenshui to come back. Zhao Baoshan said to Li Chuiying, "Baoshan's wife, don't worry. When Baoshan comes back, he'll get to the bottom of it. If she did anything wrong to you, whoever it is will suffer. He will definitely give you an explanation." Compared with Hua Chunhua's attitude, Zhao Baoshan thought it was much better. Zhao Yan'er watched them from the side. Luckily, there was still a sensible person in old Zhao's family. Otherwise, it would be a mess. Li Chuiying wiped the tears from the corners of her eyes and looked at Zhao Baoshan with gratitude. "Father, thank you so much," she said to Zhao Baoshan. "Well," Zhao Baoshan sighed, "why did this child thank him? He did what he should do. If Zhao Wenshui really did something to hurt Li Chuiying, old Zhao's family should give Li Chuiying an explanation." After waiting for a while, Zhao Wenshui ran back, panting. "Baoshan, where's Baoshan? Why didn't he come back?" Zhao Baoshan asked with a frown. Zhao Wenshui took a deep breath and replied, "Father, Baoshan isn't working in the field. I can't find him." "What? After looking around, I still can't find it." Zhao Wenshui continued to mutter. "Isn't second brother working in the fields? Why can't I find him? It's so strange." Zhao Baoshan was confused. When Zhao Baoshan left today, he said he went to weed in the field. Why didn't he do it now? There was only one field. If Baoshan wasn't there, it meant he really didn't go. Li Chuiying rolled her eyes and suddenly thought that Zhao Wenshui must have gone to find Qian Chuanxiu. She cried and yelled, "Father! Wenshui must have gone to find Widow Qian. Look, he's hiding it from us." Zhao Baoshan heard that and thought it was very likely. He felt even more upset. Baoshan is really good at lying. No one is better than him. I must skin him alive today, Zhao Baoshan said and stood up. He was going to find Zhao Wenshui at Qian Chuanxiu's place. If he was caught on the spot, it would be confirmed. At this time, Ma Xiaofeng suddenly walked towards old Zhao's house. Everyone's eyes fell on Ma Xiaofeng. If Zhao Wenshui had gone to Qian Chuanxiu's place, Ma Xiaofeng must have known. Ma Xiaofeng felt nervous when she saw everyone staring at her. She didn't know what had happened. Why were there so many people in old Zhao's house? Could it be that something bad had happened? Ma Xiaofeng was hesitating whether she should go over or not when someone pulled her. "Xiaofeng, did Zhao Wenshui go to your house just now?" "Yeah. Did you see Zhao Wenshui? Did you come from your home?" "Xiaofeng, did you come here for something? Did you come here to find out what happened?" Ma Xiaofeng was very confused by their questions. What on earth were they talking about? After thinking for a while, they suddenly asked Zhao Wenshui, "Did someone find out about her mother and Zhao Wenshui?" Ma Xiaofeng's heart skipped a beat. She was a little flustered. If someone found out, it would be a big deal. Ma Xiaofeng quickly replied, No. She wasn't lying. She really didn't. But Ma Xiaofeng's words were not credible at all in the villagers' ears. Chapter 1361. Exactly. She's so young, but she already knows how to lie. She must be helping her mother. Otherwise, why would she say that? Ma Xiaofeng felt a little wronged. I didn't lie to you. It's true. I didn't see Zhao Wenshui on my way here." Seeing Ma Xiaofeng's pitiful look, she insisted that she didn't see Zhao Wenshui, but they couldn't force her to admit it. "Xiaofeng, since you said you didn't see Zhao Wenshui, tell us. Have you seen him in your house before? Does he often come to your house?" Ma Xiaofeng frowned and replied in a low voice, "No, I haven't seen him in my house before." The villagers might believe her when she said she didn't see Zhao Wenshui the first time, but they didn't believe her when she said she didn't see Zhao Wenshui. After all, the villagers had seen Zhao Wenshui coming to Qian Chuanxiu's house several times, so Ma Xiaofeng was aware of it. However, it was normal for Ma Xiaofeng to protect Qian Chuanxiu. After all, Ma Xiaofeng was Qian Chuanxiu's daughter. She couldn't not protect her own mother and help others expose this scandal. Little Feng, just tell the truth. Anyway, it's not like the people in our village don't know about your mother and Zhao Wenshui. Exactly. You're a girl now. Why don't you persuade your mother in case she leads you astray in the future? Xiaofeng, you need to be more careful. You need to know what you should do and what you shouldn't do. Don't be like your mother in the future. Stop it. Xiaofeng has been pregnant for a long time. I've seen her and that Lu San pulling each other's hands. I don't know if they've done anything shameful. Ma Xiaofeng could tolerate it when they talked about Qian Chuanxiu, but now they talked about her and Lu San. Ma Xiaofeng couldn't stand it anymore. She explained to the villagers at once. I didn't. Don't accuse me. You have to be responsible for your words. TSK, this girl still won't admit it. Let's not talk about your matter for the time being. How many people in the village have seen your mother's matter? Could it be fake? That mother of hers is dressed to the nines. It's obvious that she's trying to seduce men. That's right. Which decent woman in the village would dress like that? Ma Xiaofeng bit her lower lip angrily, but there was nothing she could do. She didn't know what to do. At this moment, she was surrounded and criticized. Although most of them were talking about Qian Chuanxiu as her daughter, she was inevitably implicated. Now there was only a feeling of being unable to lift his head. It was all her mother's fault. She knew that she couldn't hide the truth forever. Now the whole village knew about it. In the future, no matter where she went, she would inevitably be criticized by the villagers. Just as the villagers were talking about Qian Chuanxiu and Ma Xiaofeng, a man came over. It was Zhao Wenshui. Everyone stopped talking and looked at Zhao Wenshui. Zhao Wenshui carried a hoe on his shoulder. When he came back, he was even whistling a tune. He seemed to be very relaxed. Once Zhao Wenshui came back, he saw a yard full of villagers, and they were all looking at him. Zhao Wenshui frowned with confusion and asked, "What are you doing? You're all standing in my yard and staring at me. What are you doing?" Chapter 1362. Zhao Baoshan questioned Zhao Wenshui when he saw him coming back. Zhao Wenshui looked at Zhao Baoshan in shock. "Father, why did you ask me that? Of course I'm going to work in the fields. What's wrong?" Humph. Zhao Baoshan felt that Zhao Wenshui was being stubborn and was still lying. He snorted coldly and said, "You're already at this stage, and you're still lying. You said that you went to work in the fields. Then tell me, why didn't your elder brother find you when he went to the fields to look for you? Where did you go? Why don't you tell me the truth?" Zhao Wenshui was even more shocked. He had gone to work in the fields. Who knew why his elder brother had not seen him? Zhao Wenshui thought for a while. If his eldest brother didn't find him, he must have. Zhao Wenshui flushed when he saw so many people around. He was too embarrassed to say that. "Father, I really went to work. I didn't lie to you." Zhao Wenshui lowered his head and murmured. Zhao Baoshan glared at Zhao Wenshui, then slapped Zhao Wenshui. "You son of a bitch. Why don't you tell me the truth? Since you went to work, why don't you explain why your eldest brother didn't find you?" Zhao Wenshui lowered his head and murmured, "Father, what? You can't say a word now, can you?" Zhao Wenshui glanced at Zhao Baoshan, then turned to look at the surrounding villagers. Wasn't his father forcing him to confess what he had done in front of the entire village? Facing Zhao Baoshan's fierce eyes, Zhao Wenshui pursed his lips, then told the truth in the end. "Father, well, I suddenly had a stomachache, and I wanted to take a dump, so I hid in the field to take a dump. When my eldest brother went to find me, he couldn't find me. If others saw me doing it, it would be so embarrassing." Hearing Zhao Wenshui's words, Zhao Baoshan was displeased. Zhao Baoshan didn't pay attention to his words. He didn't know whether he really went to poop, or just came up with this lousy excuse. He kept staring at Zhao Wenshui with suspicion. Zhao Wenshui continued to complain. "Dad, I'm telling the truth. I didn't lie to you. I just went to take care of my sh*t. If you don't believe me, I can take you to have a look right now. The poop is right on the ridge of the field. You'll know that I'm telling the truth after you see it." Hearing Zhao Wenshui's words, the onlookers felt like they smelled poop and wanted to throw up. Judging from Zhao Wenshui's expression, he didn't seem to be lying. However, the villagers still murmured, "Zhao Wenshui is so interesting." "Interesting? It's disgusting. Tut tut tut. He's an adult, but he can say anything. How can he be so shameless? There are so many people here. We can't blame him for being so straightforward. In fact, I don't think it's a big deal. He's telling the truth. Since we're questioning him, he can't deny it." "You're right." Zhao Baoshan saw that there were so many people here. If he allowed Zhao Wenshui to continue, Zhao Wenshui might say something else. It would be a joke again. Chapter 1363. Zhao Wenshui was struck dumb for a second. He didn't expect that his affair with Widow Qian would be exposed. Now that Zhao Wenshui questioned him in front of so many people, Zhao Wenshui panicked. What should he do now? One had to know that having an affair with another person was not allowed or recognized in the village. Once he was caught, the consequences would be very serious. Zhao Wenshui panicked for a while, then got his mind back. It was useless for him to panic. He had to insist that he couldn't admit it. Otherwise he would be in trouble. "Father, what are you talking about? I don't understand a word you just said. What's wrong with Widow Qian? There's nothing between us." After saying that, Zhao Wenshui felt a little guilty. He glanced at Zhao Baoshan. Li Chuiying, who was lying on the ground, was mad. She stood up at once and rushed to Zhao Wenshui. She wanted to slap Zhao Wenshui several times. "You're so heartless. You only know how to lie. How can you say that there's nothing between us? Are we all blind?" Zhao Wenshui gave Li Chuiying a glance. He was wondering why such a thing happened. Now it seemed that Li Chuiying was the one who did it. This woman needed to be taught a lesson. She betrayed her man. There were so many people here, so it wasn't appropriate for her to do it. He would teach her a lesson after these people left. Wen Shui, just tell us the truth. We can't make a mistake. If you admit your mistake and apologize to your wife now, no one will blame you for it. Zhao Yin'er listened to them. She thought that Zhao Baoshan was really protecting Li Chuiying. Now it seemed that Zhao Baoshan was smart enough to protect Zhao Wenshui. After all, there was an 80% chance that this matter was true, and it would be confirmed. At that time, for the sake of the village's reputation, he would inevitably be punished by the village chief. What Zhao Baoshan said now was Zhao Wenshui and Qian Chuanxiu's business. It had nothing to do with other people in the village. None of the internal members of the two families made a fuss, so the other people in the village shouldn't interfere. Qian Chuanxiu was a widow, and there was no one in her in-laws' family, so no one would blame Qian Chuanxiu. However, Zhao Wenshui was different. Zhao Wenshui had a wife. In order for Zhao Wenshui not to be blamed, Li Chuiying had to agree. Otherwise, if Li Chuiying made a scene in front of Li Zheng would definitely give him an explanation. At that time, the punishment would probably be very severe. Zhao Wenshui didn't understand what Zhao Baoshan meant. Instead he argued, Dad, I didn't do it. Zhao Baoshan looked at Zhao Wenshui with disappointment. You son of a bitch. Why don't you admit it? Dad, I didn't do it. How can I admit it? You're so stubborn. If you don't admit it, boss, give me a wooden stick. I must beat him until he tells the truth today. Zhao Wenshui hesitated for a while, then picked up a wooden stick and handed it to Zhao Baoshan. Dad, you won't really beat Wenshui, right? Zhao Wenshui asked in a low voice. After all, Zhao Wenshui was a grown-up now. It wasn't appropriate to beat him in front of so many people. If I don't beat him, he'll turn the world upside down. Zhao Baoshan picked up the wooden stick handed to him by Zhao Wenshui and hit Zhao Wenshui's body. Ah! Zhao Wenshui cried out miserably from the beating. Father, don't hit him, don't hit him. Chapter 1364. Father, I didn't do it. How can I admit it? You're so stubborn. I'll beat you to death. Zhao Baoshan beat Zhao Wenshui mercilessly. There were bruises all over Zhao Wenshui's body. Father, please stop beating me. I admit that I did go to Widow Qian, but it has nothing to do with me. It was the former widow who seduced me. After Zhao Wenshui said that, Ma Xiaofeng couldn't stay calm anymore. How could Zhao Wenshui be so shameless? How could he frame her mother? How could her mother face other people in the future in front of so many people? Ma Xiaofeng ran to Zhao Wenshui in anger and scolded Zhao Wenshui. You're lying. It was you who went to my mother. How could my mother seduce you? You're so shameless. It would have been better if Ma Xiaofeng had not mentioned it. Now that she had mentioned it, this matter was confirmed. Li Chuiying sat on the ground and cried loudly. Father, did you hear that? Tianyu's father really hooked up with Widow Qian. Why is my life so miserable? Zhao Baoshan was displeased. He glared at Zhao Wenshui and didn't know what to say to Zhao Wenshui. Baoshan, stop yelling. Since he admitted it, he should apologize to you. No matter what, he'll give you an explanation. Zhao Baoshan said, then kicked Zhao Wenshui. Apologize to your wife right now. Although Zhao Wenshui was displeased, he had to apologize to Li Chuiying in front of Zhao Baoshan. Tianyu's mother, it's all my fault. I couldn't resist the temptation and hooked up with someone else. Please forgive me. Li Chuiying wiped the tears from the corner of her eyes. She didn't hate Zhao Wenshui that much anymore. She knew that it was normal for men to like to cheat. If she wanted to blame someone, she should blame Qian Chuanxiu. If Zhao Wenshui hadn't said that Qian Chuanxiu had seduced Zhao Wenshui, Zhao Wenshui wouldn't have hooked up with Qian Chuanxiu. Therefore, Li Chuiying could forgive Zhao Wenshui, but Qian Chuanxiu had to teach him a lesson. Otherwise, she would feel uncomfortable. Father, since Widow Qian hooked up with Tianyu's father, I won't blame Tianyu's father, but Widow Qian Chuanxiu. The surrounding villagers agreed. That's right. That Widow Qian is so shameless. Don't you dress up all day just to seduce people? We can't just let Widow Qian go. We have to call the village chief over to deal with it. Mrs. Qian, why don't you call the village chief over? I'm sure he'll handle it well. I'll go to the village chief. Almost everyone in the village sided with Li Chuiying. After all, Li Chuiying was indeed the victim. In addition, the women in the village were jealous of Qian Chuanxia's beautiful clothes, so they sided with Li Chuiying. Ma Xiaofeng glared at Zhao Wenshui in anger. What a coward! He had the guts to do it, but didn't have the guts to admit it. Now he blamed everything on her mother. Was he still a man? She had never seen such a man before. No, she couldn't let Zhao Wenshui act alone. Otherwise, the villagers would believe whatever Zhao Wenshui said. She had to call her mother over for a confrontation. Chapter 1365. After a while, Li Zheng walked over, and Qian Chuanxiu rushed over with a knife in her hand. Widow Qian is holding a knife. Is she going to kill someone? Who knows? I think she's going to kill someone. Tisk tisk. This woman must be crazy. That's right. She's a crazy woman. She thinks she'll be fine just because she's holding a knife. She should know who she is. Qian Chuanxiu ran to Zhao Wenshui and scolded Zhao Wenshui. Zhao Wenshui, you're so heartless. How dare you slander my reputation? I'll teach you a lesson. Seeing Widow Qian's knife, Zhao Wenshui's face turned pale in fear. He immediately hid behind Zhao Baoshan, in case Qian Chuanxiu would really cut him with the knife. Father, Widow Qian is going to kill someone. Help me protect her. Zhao Wenshui trembled and pulled Zhao Baoshan's sleeve. Zhao Baoshan rolled his eyes at Zhao Wenshui. How did he give birth to such a useless and cowardly son? Widow Qian, don't hold a knife. Let's talk nicely, Zhao Baoshan said to Qian Chuanxiu. Li Zheng walked in front of Qian Chuanxiu and said in a low voice, if you have something to say it peacefully. What do you mean by holding a knife in your hand? What if you hurt someone? Qian Chuanxiu took a few deep breaths to calm herself down. She snorted coldly and said, talk nicely? Okay, then I'll talk nicely. Zhao Wenshui is shameless. He insisted on coming to my house. How can it be that I seduced him? Li Chuiying stood up from the ground and questioned Qian Chuanxiu with his hands on his waist. Stop quibbling. If you hadn't seduced my man, he would have come to find you. Bitch, why don't you admit that you seduced him? I seduced your man? Are you kidding me? There are so many men in the village. Of all the men I could seduce, why did I have to seduce yours? If it weren't for your man pestering me, would I be with him? Qian Chuanxiu's words implied that a man like Zhao Wenshui could only be treasured by Li Chuiying. Li Chuiying's expression immediately turned ugly. This be *tch. She's really taking advantage of me for granted. She's too much. Her man could have taken a fancy to anyone else, but he just had to take a fancy to this bitch, Qian Chuanxiu. After saying that, Qian Chuanxiu pointed the knife at Zhao Wenshui. Zhao Wenshui, you heartless man. Tell me yourself, did you come to find me? Now that you're talking about me, where's your face? Zhao Wenshui pursed his lips. He didn't expect Qian Chuanxiu to suddenly come over. Seeing Zhao Wenshui's guilty look, everyone had a rough idea of what was going on. Li Zheng cleared his throat and said loudly, I don't care who seduced who. What the two of you did was immoral. Now apologize to Madam Li. No one in the village dared to disobey Li Zheng's words. They had to stay in the village in the future. If they offended Li Zheng, there would be a lot of trouble in the future. Qian Chuanxiu was very reluctant, but when she saw Li Zheng's serious expression, she didn't dare to say anything. She could only bow her head and apologize to Li Chuiying with Zhao Wenshui. Li Chuiying didn't accept it and said to Li Zheng, Lord Li Zheng, isn't it inappropriate to just apologize? Chapter 1366. Li Zheng, I just want to say one sentence. It's really unfair to Zhao family's sister-in-law, who doesn't know how to say it. She didn't get any punishment after all. It was something that hurt the customs of the people. Li Zheng, your punishment is indeed too light. Mr. Chen's wife had an affair with another man. Her legs were broken, and she was sent back to her mother's home. It's really inappropriate to punish Zhao Wenshui and Widow Qian like this. Hearing the villagers' discussion, Li Zheng was also in a dilemma. He was very clear in his heart that this was indeed a little too lenient. As a Li Zheng, he had to do what he needed to do to convince the villagers. Otherwise, it would be difficult for him if the villagers caused a lot of trouble. After thinking for a while, Li Zheng said in a deep voice, "Since that's the case, punishment is unavoidable. How about 30 strokes each as a punishment? Mrs. Li, do you have any objections?" 30 strokes. If they were hit hard, their butts would probably bleed. It was not a light punishment. However, Li Chuiying couldn't wait to chop Qian Chuanxiu to death. But he knew that it was just a thought. "Mrs. Li, what's wrong? Are you not satisfied with the punishment?" Li Zheng asked in a serious tone. Li Chuiying pursed her lips and could only reply, "Li Zheng, of course it's up to you. If you say so, then so be it." "Great. Each of them will receive 30 strokes as a warning. If they have any dealings with each other in the future, punish them heavily. I won't go easy on them," Li Zheng said to Zhao Wenshui and Qian Chuanxiu very seriously. Hearing that, Zhao Wenshui and Qian Chuanxiu were so scared that their legs turned to jelly. How could a person withstand 30 strokes? He reckoned that half of his life would be gone from being tossed around. Qian Chuanxiu glared at Zhao Wenshui with hatred. "It's all your fault. If anything happens to me later, I won't let you off." Zhao Wenshui pulled a long face. He couldn't even protect himself now. He was so scared that he didn't have the mood to care about Qian Chuanxiu. Since Li Zheng was present, someone immediately carried out the punishment. The two of them were pulled onto a bench and sprawled on it. The wooden sticks were taken from Li Zheng's house. It wasn't the first time that the villagers had been punished like this. The villagers in the yard were all watching the scene. As the wooden sticks slammed down, screams of agony could be heard. After 30 strokes, the two of them were still lying on the bench. They couldn't move. Everyone was shocked, but at the same time they felt sorry for them. As for those who had an affair, they should be punished like this. Otherwise, it wouldn't be enough to vent their anger. When Li Zheng saw that the last stick had been struck, he said to the surrounding villagers, "All right, everyone go back. Don't stay at old Zhao's house to join in the fun. Those who deserved to be punished had been punished. Nothing would happen in the future. At the same time, everyone has to set an example today. The atmosphere in the village cannot be corrupted. You have to do well and don't let others see you as a joke." After watching the show and hearing Li Zheng's words, the villagers left in 2s and 3s. Old Zhao's yard immediately regained its peace. Chapter 1367. After all, he was her son. Although Hu Chunhua didn't usually dote on Zhao Wenshui, she couldn't bear to see Zhao Wenshui suffer now. As a mother, she couldn't bear to see her child suffer. She would feel sorry for him. Zhao Wenshui lay on the stool, looking a little weak. Seeing Hu Chunhua calling her, he replied weakly, "Mom." Hu Chunhua sighed deeply. "Ai, Wenshui, are you all right? Don't scare me." "Mom. It hurts. It hurts." Zhao Wenshui pouted and tears ran down from his eyes. Hu Chunhua felt even more sorry for him. It would be strange if it didn't hurt. A big wooden stick hit his butt, and it felt like a flower had bloomed. How could it not hurt? It was all because of their second daughter-in-law. Otherwise, their second son wouldn't have suffered so much. "It's all because you married a good daughter-in-law. She wants her man to live a good life. But she only wants her man to suffer," Hu Chunhua complained. She obviously said it to Li Chuiying. Li Chuiying felt wronged. She wanted to punish Qian Chuanxiu, but she didn't expect that her man would be implicated. Li Zheng had his own considerations. After all, it wasn't one person's fault, so both of them would be punished at the same time. Zhao Baoshan sighed and said to Hu Chunhua, "Why are you so unreasonable? How can you blame our second daughter-in-law for this? He only has himself to blame. He doesn't think about doing serious things every day. He only knows how to make trouble for us. This time, he's lucky that he's still alive. Let's see how he'll torture himself to death next time." Hearing Zhao Baoshan's words, Zhao Wenshui felt a little disappointed. He was already in such a state, but his father still dared to say such words. It was too much. Zhao Baoshan continued to say angrily, "You're a big man, but you don't know shame at all. How dare you cry? It's not like he's dead. Fortunately, he's gone now. Otherwise, if the villagers saw him, they would probably laugh at our old Zhao family again." Zhao Wenshui endured the pain. His forehead was covered in cold sweat, but he couldn't say anything. After all, Zhao Baoshan was his father. Naturally, he had to listen to his father. Hua Chunhua angrily replied to Zhao Baoshan. You old man, do you have any conscience? Wen Shui is your son. How can you be so heartless? Really? It's precisely because he's my son that I have to discipline him properly. Otherwise, he'll turn the sky upside down. I can't be bothered to reason with an old man like you. You're being unreasonable. I can't be bothered to talk to you either. Our son and daughter are spoiled by you. Seeing that Zhao Baoshan and Hua Chunhua were arguing, Zhao Wentao stepped forward and said, Father, mother, stop arguing. Second brother's injuries are serious. Let's hurry up and get him into the house. Let the doctor come over and take a look at him. He'll prescribe some medicine and apply it on his butt. He should recover faster. After Zhao Wentao finished speaking, Zhao Baoshan and Hua Chunhua stopped arguing. Hua Chunhua quickly nodded and responded, Yes, yes, yes. Hurry up and get second brother into the house. Eldest brother, go and call Dr. Sun over to take a look at your second brother's butt. Chapter 1368. Okay, mother. I'll go now. After that, Zhao Wenshi left the courtyard of old Zhao's house. Zhao Wentao helped Zhao Wenshui up from the stool and sent him to the second branch's room. Seeing Zhao Wenshui beaten like this, Li Chuiying was also frightened. She couldn't let anything happen to her man. After all, the family needed a man to rely on in the future. Otherwise, as a woman, how could she live with a child? Wouldn't she become a widow like Qian Chuanxiu? Zhao Wenshui was carried into the room. Only Qian Chuanxiu was left alone. Looking at Qian Chuanxiu lying on the stool, she was also on the verge of death. Her condition was even more serious than Zhao Wenshui's. After all, Zhao Wenshui was a man. Men could withstand more torture than women. Ma Xiaofeng looked at Qian Chuanxiu's pale face and cried anxiously, Mother, how are you? Are you okay? Mother, you have to hold on. Don't scare me. Mother, I'll take you home. Zhao Ping'er stood aside. There was nothing she could do. She didn't know what to say to comfort Ma Xiaofeng. Seeing Zhao Tianan come back, Zhao Ping hurriedly pulled Zhao Tianan and said to Zhao Tianan, Tianan, hurry up and help Xiaofeng's mother take her home. Xiaofeng's mother can't move because of the beating. Zhao Tianan heard about this on his way back. After Zhao Ping'er said this, she looked at Ma Xiaofeng and Qian Chuanxiu. Ma Xiaofeng also looked at Zhao Tianan. Ma Xiaofeng's eyes were hazy and full of tears. She looked very pitiful. Zhao Tianan's heart suddenly trembled. He couldn't bear to see Ma Xiaofeng like this. Zhao Ping'er urged Zhao Tianan, Tianan, what are you waiting for? Did you hear what Big Sister said? Liang Jinxiao sighed behind Zhao Tianan. He glanced at Ma Xiaofeng and her mother, and a trace of sympathy arose in his heart. He said to Zhao Tianan, Tianan, send Xiaofeng's mother back. There's no one here to send her back. Xiaofeng can't move by herself. Zhao Tianan hesitated whether or not he should go. Zhao Yun'er was not happy. It was a good thing to help others, so she shouldn't stop him. However, Zhao Yun'er felt that it was inappropriate to let Zhao Tianan go over. He said to Liang Jinxiao, Mother, don't let Tianan go. If there's no one to send him back, let father send him back. Liang Jinxiao hurriedly waved his hand and said, No, Yun'er, this matter just came out today. If your father sends him back, there will inevitably be rumors about your father and Xiaofeng's mother. Tianan will be fine. After all, Tianan is still young. Besides, Tianan and Xiaofeng's mother won't be implicated. Zhao Yun'er didn't know how to refute. Her mother really thought too much. Zhao Ping'er scolded loudly. Tianan, don't listen to your second sister. Hurry up and send Xiaofeng's mother back. Don't just stand there. Hurry up. Zhao Tianan glanced at Ma Xiaofeng again, and saw Ma Xiaofeng looking at him with tears in her eyes, full of expectation. In the end, Zhao Tianan couldn't bear to refuse, so he could only nod and say, Okay, mother, I'll send her back. Zhao Tianan lowered his head, went to Qian Chuanxiu, and helped her up. Ma Xiaofeng looked at Zhao Tianan very gratefully. Tianan, thank you. Zhao Tianan didn't look at Ma Xiaofeng, and only replied indifferently, It's okay, you're welcome. Chapter 1369. When they arrived at Ma Xiaofeng's house, Zhao Tianan helped Qian Chuanxiu to the bed. Qian Chuanxiu closed her eyes weakly, as if she couldn't hold on any longer. It seemed that the situation was a little serious. Not everyone could withstand 30 strokes of the rod, especially a woman who wasn't in good health. Qian Chuanxiu had always been poor and didn't eat much delicious food at all, so she suffered a lot and her body was weak. Ma Xiaofeng was very anxious. She lay on the head of Qian Chuanxiu's bed and kept calling Qian Chuanxiu's name. Mother, mother, are you okay? Don't scare me. Mother. Seeing Ma Xiaofeng crying so sadly, Zhao Tianan felt his heart ache as he watched from the side. After sighing, he said to Ma Xiaofeng, Xiaofeng, don't cry. Go to Dr. Sun's house later to get some medicine and apply it on your mother. Ma Xiaofeng responded, Tianan, thank you so much for today. It's nothing. I've sent her back, so I'll leave first. Zhao Tianan said goodbye. He didn't want to stay at Ma Xiaofeng's house for too long. Otherwise, he was afraid that his heart would soften when he saw Ma Xiaofeng like this. Ma Xiaofeng got up and said, Tianan, let me walk you out. Zhao Tianan hurriedly refused. No, I can go back by myself. I'll walk you to the yard. Seeing Ma Xiaofeng insist, Zhao Tianan didn't know how to refuse, so he could only follow Ma Xiaofeng. However, when they reached the yard, Ma Xiaofeng suddenly threw herself into Zhao Tianan's arms. Zhao Tianan was stunned. Looking at the person in his arms, he opened his mouth and wanted to push Ma Xiaofeng away. Hearing Ma Xiaofeng crying in his arms, Zhao Tianan couldn't bear it. Xiaofeng, what's wrong? Whoa. Ma Xiaofeng couldn't stop crying, but she didn't say what was wrong. Zhao Tianan was a little helpless, but he knew that today's matter must have affected Ma Xiaofeng too much and made Ma Xiaofeng sad. Zhao Tianan had to comfort her. Xiaofeng, don't cry. Everything will be fine. Your mother invited a doctor back. I'm sure nothing will happen. Tianan, can you please not ignore me? Can the two of us still be the same as before? Seeing that you're ignoring me, I'm really upset. Tianan, I know it's my mother's fault in the past, but she also said that she wouldn't ask you for the 50 taels of silver as a wedding gift. Zhao Tianan sighed, then said to Ma Xiaofeng, Xiaofeng, it's not about the wedding gift anymore. I want to marry Mu Hin, so I can't marry you, and we can't be the same as before. Ma Xiaofeng sobbed louder. After a short silence, she said, Tianan, I like you. As long as I can be with you, I don't care about anything else. I'll even marry you with Mu Hin. It's normal for a man to have multiple wives. Tianan, you can marry me and Mu Hin at the same time. Ma Xiaofeng's words really shocked Zhao Tianan. Although it was normal for a man to have multiple wives in this era, in the countryside, only very rich families could marry more than one wife. Ordinary families were lucky enough to marry one wife. Chapter 1370. Ma Xiaofeng said that not because she really wanted to share a man with another woman, but because she had no other choice. Things were different now. Her body had been tainted by Lu San, and she was no longer a pure and innocent girl. Even if she were to look for someone else, what good could she find? Now that the affair between her mother and Zhao Wenshui had been exposed by the villagers, gossip and spittle could drown people. She was Qian Chuanxiu's daughter, so it was inevitable that she would be scolded. It was basically impossible for her to marry into another man. What he wanted was a girl from a pure family, not a girl like her. Therefore, her only way out now was to hold on to Zhao Tianan. Even if she was thick-skinned and unscrupulous, she had to take Zhao Tianan back from Mu Hin. Zhao Tianan stammered, Xiaofeng, this can't be done. Tianan, why can't you? Ma Xiaofeng asked anxiously. Xiaofeng, since I'm going to marry Mu Hin, I naturally have to be responsible for her. I can't let her be too sad. If I marry you, she'll definitely be sad. Xiaofeng, you're so good. You can definitely find a better man. Trust me. Saying that, Zhao Tianan pushed Ma Xiaofeng away from his arms. She couldn't hesitate. In the end, it would only break their hearts. Seeing Zhao Tianan push her away resolutely, Ma Xiaofeng's heart suddenly sank. She was very desperate. She had already put down her face to say such words, but Zhao Tianan was still unmoved. She reckoned that Zhao Tianan wouldn't have any thoughts about her anymore. Zhao Tianan turned around and saw Mu Hin. Mu Hin was standing not far away. Mu Hin must have seen how Ma Xiaofeng hugged him just now. Zhao Tianan suddenly panicked. He walked to Mu Hin and explained nervously, Mu Hin, please don't misunderstand. Mu Hin's lips curled into a smile. His eyes were bright as he smiled at Zhao Tianan and said, Tianan, you don't have to explain to me. I believe in you. I believe in you. Hearing Mu Hin's words, Zhao Tianan was suddenly touched. Previously, when he was with Mu Hin, they were seen by Ma Xiaofeng. However, Ma Xiaofeng did not believe him. She questioned him and even argued with him. When it came to Mu Hin was completely different. The two of them were completely different. It was precisely because of such a contrast that Zhao Tianan felt more and more moved in his heart. Mu Hin. Zhao Tianan looked at Mu Hin. He knew what to say. He walked to Mu Hin and held Mu Hin's hand tightly. Let's go back. Mu Hin greeted him with a smile. Okay. Zhao Tianan nodded. On the other side, Dr. Sun had just been invited to the courtyard of old Zhao's house. Dr. Sun went to the second branch's room and helped Zhao Wenshui take a look at his buttocks. After he was done, he sighed and said, Fortunately, his buttocks are big and his flesh is thick. It's not a big deal, just a little painful. He just needs to lie on the bed and recuperate well. Hearing Dr. Sun's words, Hua Chunhua and Li Chuiying sighed at the same time. Hua Chunhua went to Dr. Sun and said to him, Dr. Sun, are you going to prescribe some medicine for my second son? Chapter 1371. Hua Chunhua nodded and said, That'll do. As Dr. Sun spoke, he took out 2 medicine bottles from his medicine box and handed them to Hua Chunhua. Rub this medicine on your butt every day. You just have to rub it on your butt once in the morning and night. Hua Chunhua took them and handed them to Li Chuiying. She said to Li Chuiying, second daughter-in-law, Did you hear what Dr. Sun said? Rub this medicine on your man's but once in the morning and night. Li Chuiying took it and responded with a grunt. Yes, I got it, mother. Hua Chunhua continued to ask Dr. Sun, Dr. Sun, how much does this medicine cost in total? Originally, 1 bottle costs 200 copper coins. Now that I've added 2 bottles together, I'll give you 350 copper coins. I can't go any lower. Hearing Dr. Sun say 350 copper coins, Hua Chunhua and Li Chuiying both felt their hearts ache at the same time. However, they still had to buy the medicine, even though it was a little expensive. Hua Chunhua called out to Li Chuiying and said, Second daughter-in-law, what are you waiting for? Hurry up and give the medicine money to Dr. Sun. Li Chuiying responded in a low voice. Mother, I'll go get it right away. Li Chuiying's heart ached so much that it was bleeding, but he had no choice but to go get the money. Opening his wardrobe, Li Chuiying sadly found that the money in the wardrobe was gone. Li Chuiying muttered, Where's the money? Where's my money? I remember putting it here. Why is it gone? It's so strange. Seeing Li Chuiying muttering something, Hua Chunhua frowned and asked Li Chuiying, What's wrong? Second daughter-in-law. Mom, my money is missing. Let me look for it. Hua Chunhua glared at Li Chuiying. You be *tch. Why don't you keep the money properly? Hurry up and look for it. Where are you going to pay for second brother's medicine if you lose it? Li Chuiying frowned, feeling wronged. Mom, I remember that it's still in the cupboard. We've searched the whole cupboard, but we still can't find it. Could it have been stolen? The more Li Chuiying thought about it, the more he felt it was possible. After all, she remembered it clearly and didn't forget anything. Hua Chunhua's face darkened. Stolen? Who could have stolen it? After Hua Chunhua finished speaking, she suddenly thought of Zhao Wenshui, who was lying on his stomach. He immediately questioned Zhao Wenshui angrily. Wenshui, you brat, tell me honestly, did you steal your family's money? Mom, I didn't steal it. Mom, I think it must be Tianyu's father who stole it. He gave the money to Widow Qian. People in the village said that Widow Qian bought beautiful clothes a few days ago, so they were wondering where she got the money. Now it seems that Tianyu's father gave it to her. Hearing Li Chuiying's words, Hua Chunhua thought it was very reasonable. It was highly possible. He stared at Zhao Wenshui, who was lying on the bed, and scolded. This black-hearted bastard. All he knows is to do this kind of thing. He must have stolen the leftovers from our house and given them to Widow Qian. How did I raise such a good son? It's fine if he steals other people's things, but why does he have to steal from his own family? How can there be such a shameless bastard? Zhao Wenshui lay on the bed, not daring to say a word. After all, it was the truth, and he felt very guilty. Chapter 1372. What Chunhua said angrily. What's the point of treating such a black-hearted and useless son? Just let him be. It's fine even if he dies from the pain. You're so angry when you see this useless son of a b*th. What Chunhua was worried about her son just now. But now she felt that Zhao Wenshui was not worthy of her concern. Zhao Wenshui lay on the bed and panicked. Mom, you can't do this to me. I'm your son. If anything happens to me, you'll have to bury your son. What Chunhua glared at Zhao Wenshui. You know that you'll have to bury your son? Why don't you do something serious every day? You've brought shame to our old Zhao family. Aren't you afraid that I won't be able to raise my head in front of others in the future? Mom. Li Chuiying stood aside. Seeing her man like this, she felt guilty. Although she was angry when she found out that Zhao Wenshui had stolen money from their family and given it to Qian Chuanxiu, Zhao Wenshui had to be safe. She couldn't live without a man. She needed a pillar of support in the family. Otherwise, if Zhao Wenshui left, she would have a hard time in old Zhao's family in the future. Mom, don't be angry. Tianyu's father is just immature. After what happened today, I'm sure he'll repent. Li Chuiying comforted her. Zhao Wenshui followed behind Li Chuiying and said, Yes, yes, yes. Mother, I will definitely change in the future. I will definitely change. Please don't argue with me. What Chunhua snorted. Mom, why don't you lend me 350 copper coins to buy medicine for Tianyu's father? When Jing'er gets married and her in-laws send the money over, I'll return it to you immediately. Li Chuiying discussed with Hua Chunhua. Hua Chunhua thought for a while and looked at Zhao Wenshui, who was seriously injured on the bed. Finally she agreed. Oh, okay. After all, he was her son. She felt bad that Zhao Wenshui was hurt. Hua Chunhua said and went back to her room. She took out 350 copper coins and gave it to Dr. Sunday. Wenshui's wife. You have to remember that this money is for you, not for you. Hua Chunhua reminded them worriedly. I know, Mom. Don't worry. I'll definitely return it to you. Wenshui, second brother's wife. Please take good care of second brother. After Hua Chunhua finished speaking, she went out of the third branch's room. On the other side in the third branch's room, Zhao Ping was scolding Zhao Wenshui. She seemed to be fighting for Ma Xiaofeng. Zhao Yin'er looked at Zhao Ping, as if she was looking at an idiot. Zhao Ping really liked to meddle in other people's business. She was really sincere to Ma Xiaofeng. After a while, seeing Zhao Tianen come back, Zhao Yin'er breathed a sigh of relief. At least this younger brother of hers was not stupid. She thought that Zhao Tianen would stay at Ma Xiaofeng's house for a while. After lunch, Zhao Yin'er went back. Zhao Yin'er didn't want to think about so many troublesome things. She felt upset when she thought about it. After returning home, Mu Lianfeng was not there. He was busy on the mountain. Zhao Yin'er stir-fried some tea. In the afternoon, Zhao Tianhu returned the donkey. Seeing that Zhao Tianhu was in a good mood, Zhao Yin'er smiled and teased. Second cousin, how did it feel to visit your wife's house today? Chapter 1373. What do you mean by that? Cousin, are you too shy to tell me? Facing Zhao Yin'er's question, Zhao Tianhu's face became redder. He didn't know what to say. Little sister Yin'er. It's just like an ordinary man going to his mother-in-law's house. Zhao Tianhu mumbled in embarrassment. They didn't give you a hard time, did they? Well, it's not a big deal. You just let me eat more and help me do some work. But it's not a big deal, Gu Ning said. Hearing Zhao Tianhu's words, Gu Ning guessed that the woman's family must be very good. That's great. Sister Yin'er, I'll go back now. Sure. Zhao Yin'er nodded. In the afternoon, Zhao Ping learned the new recipe for making breakfast from Liang Jinxiao. Then she went back home. Because Ma Xiaofeng's family was in trouble, she couldn't ask Ma Xiaofeng to go with her. She drove the donkey back to her mother-in-law's village. On the way, the donkey made trouble again. Zhao Ping spent a lot of effort to get the donkey back. When she got home, she was exhausted and panting. Seeing Zhao Ping coming back, the Qin family members were all excited. Mu Chunfang came to Zhao Ping excitedly and asked happily, Ping, how was it? Did you make a lot of money by selling breakfast on the street today? Qin Dahai also came over and asked with a smile. That's right. Little Ping, you only came back at this time. Is your business especially good? Look at you, you're so busy. Come and have a rest. Zhao Ping, thank you for your hard work today. Even Qin Yuan, who didn't like to talk to Zhao Ping, suddenly felt a little guilty. The more the Qin family members acted like this, the more uncomfortable Zhao Ping felt. She didn't know how to respond to the Qin family members. What's wrong, Ping? Are you so tired that you can't even talk? Mu Chunfang muttered. Seeing the sweat on Zhao Ping's forehead, he didn't say anything. Zhao Ping pursed her lips and answered, Yes, I'm quite tired. She almost fainted from dragging the donkey along the way. Mu Chunfang hurriedly called out to Qin Yuan. Yuan, look at you. Why are you still in a daze? Hurry up and pour some water for your wife. Look at how dry her mouth is. Qin Yuan answered, and hurriedly ran into the house to pour a glass of water. Come on, Ping, have some water first. Qin Yuan handed the glass in his hand to her. Thank you, brother Yuan. Zhao Ping thanked him. After drinking the glass of cold water, Zhao Ping felt much better. She let out a long sigh of relief. Ping, hurry up and say something. Don't keep silent. I'm so anxious. Mu Chunfang urged impatiently. Zhao Ping replied nervously. Well, Mom, the business today isn't very good. It's my first day doing business. People don't even know about my stall. What? Business isn't very good? Chapter 1374. Mu Chunfang was silent for a while. He felt that what Zhao Ping said made sense. Who would buy breakfast from a stall that they didn't even know existed? Mu Chunfang's originally very ugly complexion suddenly improved a lot. Seeing Mu Chunfang like this, Zhao Ping felt relieved. What she was most afraid of was Mu Chunfang scolding her. Thinking of Mu Chunfang's scolding, Zhao Ping couldn't help but tremble. Mu Chunfang frowned and seemed a little worried. Ping, it's okay that the business isn't good now, but will it be good in the future? It won't be like what it is now, right? Well, Zhao Ping thought for a while. In fact, she wasn't sure whether it would be good or not, but she had to calm Mu Chunfang down first. If Mu Chunfang kept nagging in her ear, she would feel annoyed. Mom, it will definitely be good in the future. Do you still need to think about it? When more people eat here in the future, there will definitely be more repeat customers. Not to mention that Yinner's business is so good. It should be 50% of her business. We can make a lot of money in a day. Mu Chunfang nodded in agreement. The stone in his heart was put down. After all, what Zhao Ping said was the truth. In business, one had to take it slow and accumulate customers. It couldn't be rushed. Ping, you have to do well in the future. Our family Qin's capital has been invested. You can't lose money. Mu Chunfang reminded her. Yes, Mom, I know. That's good. By the way, your business isn't very good. Why did you come back so late? Where did you go? Mom, I went back to my mother's house. All right then. Mu Chunfang was too lazy to interfere with Zhao Ping. Returned to her parents' home. Seeing that the family Qin had stopped talking about the breakfast stall, Zhao Ping began to panic. He didn't know why, but there was always a faint sense of uneasiness in his heart, but he couldn't tell why. She was worried that the breakfast stall's business would not be good. According to the family Qin's personality, they would definitely kill her. On second thought, she felt that it shouldn't be. Zhao Yinner's business was so good. She couldn't have fallen to the point where she couldn't earn money. Over the next few days, nothing major happened. Only old Zhao's family would cause trouble from time to time. Because of the matter between Zhao Wenshui and widow Qian, old Zhao's family was often laughed at by others. However, Zhao Ping's business still didn't improve. Zhao Ping and Ma Xiaofeng suddenly became anxious. The ingredients were indeed made according to Liang Jinxiao's instructions, but the taste was not right. Liang Jinxiao made it himself again. After eating it, He found that it was the same as Ma Xiaofeng's, but it couldn't reach the effect of Zhao Yun'er's. They couldn't find the reason, but they couldn't ask Zhao Yun'er, so they felt helpless. The breakfast they made could only be regarded as good. There was no feeling of wanting to eat the breakfast made by Zhao Yun'er. Although there were more guests, the money they earned, after deducting the cost, they only earned a few dozen coins a day. Zhao Ping, and Ma Xiaofeng divided it equally. Each of them only got about 30 copper coins. At this rate, they didn't know when they would be able to recoup the money they invested. Ma Xiaofeng sighed and said to Zhao Ping, Sister Ping, we can't go on like this. We can't earn so much in a day. The difference between us and your sister Yun'er is too big. We're so tired every day. It's not easy. Chapter 1375. However, Ma Xiaofeng was greedy and didn't know how to be content. She hoped to make a lot of money from the very beginning. Zhao Yun'er could make more than 1 tael of silver a day, while they could make at least 300 or 400 copper coins. 30 copper coins was nothing to them. Zhao Ping frowned and replied, Little Feng, you're right. Do you have a better idea? Zhao Ping frowned and said, Little Feng, you're right. Ma Xiaofeng fell silent and thought for a moment. Better idea? What idea could she come up with? She wasn't good at running a business, and her idea might be worse than Zhao Ping's. However, the business was closely related to her, and it affected her income, so she had to make it better. Ping, we've done what we should do. Why don't you ask your mother to ask Zhao Yun what her prescription is, and ask her to teach us how to make it? No. Xiaofeng, you don't know, this prescription was secretly taught to me by my mother. If Zhao Yun'er knew about it, it would be terrible. Zhao Yun'er won't let me do well, so she won't agree. Zhao Ping immediately waved her hand. She didn't think Ma Xiaofeng's idea was reliable. Then what should we do? Ma Xiaofeng frowned. She seemed a little upset. Well, big sister Ping actually, I feel that you're begging your little sister Yun'er. You're her biological sister. Now that you haven't offended her, why is she unwilling? Xiaofeng, let's think of another way. If nothing else works, I'll beg Zhao Yun'er again. Zhao Ping was a little helpless. She really didn't want to beg Zhao Yun'er for anything. After all, she didn't like Zhao Yun'er showing off in front of her. She looked at Zhao Yun'er's expression. If there was another way, she would use it. If she couldn't make it in the end, she would beg Zhao Yun'er. At that time, she really had no other choice. After all, she had invested so much money in the stall. If she couldn't get it back, she would suffer in the future. Ma Xiaofeng could only say, Fine. Ping why don't you ask your mother to help us set up the stall now? Zhao Ping looked at Ma Xiaofeng with confusion. Why? Why do you call me mother? Our business is like this. We can't cope with it. Ma Xiaofeng explained to Zhao Ping Ping your mother helped Yun'er set up the stall before. Your Yun'er's business is so good. Many people go there every day. Your mother must be very familiar with it. If we ask your mother to help us, those old customers will think that our stall is the same stall that your Yun'er set up before. At that time, many people will come to buy it. Although the things we make are not as delicious as your sister Yun'er's, the taste is still not bad. It's not bad. After the guests eat it, they will definitely feel that it's good. Next time, they will continue to buy it. Our business will gradually improve, won't it? After listening to Ma Xiaofeng's analysis, Zhao Ping felt that Ma Xiaofeng's words were very reasonable. She praised Ma Xiaofeng. Xiaofeng, what you said is very reasonable. You're amazing. When I go back, I'll talk to my mother and ask her to come to our stall tomorrow to help. Ma Xiaofeng also responded. Chapter 1376. After delivering the tea leaves, Zhao Yun'er first went to buy some saltpeter. Saltpeter was not uncommon in this era. Sometimes when making explosives or mining, some saltpeter could be mined. There were saltpeter in circulation in the market. Zhao Yun'er quickly found it in a shop. The price was not expensive, only 10 copper coins per pack. Saltpeter was potassium nitrate. When it dissolved in water, it would absorb a lot of heat, so it could be used to make ice. However, the people of this era did not discover it. After buying the saltpeter, Zhao Yin'er found a cloth shop and walked in. There were a lot of thin cloth, but the most comfortable cloth to wear was still silk. However, compared to ordinary cloth, the price of silk was much higher. Zhao Yin'er glanced at it and weighed it in her heart. In the end, she still bought the silk. The money in her hands was not lacking. Women still had to learn to spend money for themselves and their children. Zhao Yin'er selected a few bolts of silk and a few bolts of thin cloth. Altogether, she spent more than 4 taels of silver. After buying the thin cloth, Zhao Yin'er first wanted to test the effect of the cloth. If the effect was good, she would use silk to make it. However, Zhao Yin'er was very clear about her needlework. Later on, she would have to consult Liang Jinxiao. After buying the things, Zhao Yin'er went to weigh 2 caddies of meat, and then went back. On the way back, she met Zhao Ping, and Ma Xiaofeng. Originally, Zhao Ping, was quite satisfied with her donkey. When she went back, the donkey was normal. It did not fall ill and did not move. She had to pull it. Zhao Ping praised her donkey. Not bad, not bad. Today it did not fall ill. When I go back to my in-laws' house, you better work hard for me. As soon as she said that, she heard the sound of the donkey running behind her. Zhao Ping, turned around and saw that it was Zhao Yin'er. Her face suddenly turned ugly. How could she be so unlucky to meet Zhao Yin? Zhao Yin'er curled her lips and looked at Zhao Ping jokingly. She greeted Zhao Ping, Sister Ping, what a coincidence. Why are you closing the stall so late today? Under normal circumstances, if the business was good, the things could be sold out earlier, and the stall could be closed earlier. If the stall was closed late, it meant that the business was generally not good. If they waited for customers, the things would not be sold out. When Zhao Yin'er said that Zhao Yin'er was mocking her, Zhao Ping glared at Zhao Yin'er. What does it have to do with you? Really? Sister Ping, why are you being so rude? I just greeted you. It's not like I'm doing anything. I don't want you to greet me. Zhao Yin, aren't you just mocking my business? Why are you pretending? Zhao Yin'er looked at Zhao Ping, with some amusement, and said to Zhao Ping, Sister Ping, you are really interesting. I didn't mean that. Why did you say that I was mocking you? Zhao Ping, rolled her eyes at Zhao Yin'er. You know clearly in your heart whether I was mocking you or not. Zhao Yin'er sneered. If you say so, then so be it. I can't be bothered to talk to you. I'm leaving first. Zhao Yin'er said and patted her donkey's butt. She saw Xiao Mao fly to the front. Zhao Ping, saw this scene and became angrier. Chapter 1377. Seeing the distance between the 2 donkeys widening, Zhao Ping, suddenly became a little anxious, and slapped her donkey's butt. Hurry up, hurry up. You'd better hurry up too. You're such a big donkey. How could you not be able to outrun a small donkey? Zhao Ping, said with some disdain. After slapping her butt, Zhao Ping's donkey rushed out and quickly caught up with little Mao. Seeing that her donkey was so capable, Zhao Ping, was suddenly very excited. This time she finally won back some face for her. Well done. At least I didn't let you eat grass for nothing. Zhao Ping praised. Ma Xiaofeng looked at Zhao Ping speechlessly. She didn't know what Zhao Ping meant by doing this. Even if Zhao Ping's donkey outrun Zhao Yin'er's donkey, so what? Zhao Ping didn't think so. If her donkey outrun Zhao Yin'er's donkey, it was a matter of face. After her donkey rushed in front of Zhao Yin'er's donkey, Zhao Ping turned around and stuck out her tongue at Zhao Yin'er. She said to Zhao Yin'er, humph. Look, your donkey isn't as good as mine. Zhao Yin'er looked at Zhao Ping, like she was looking at an idiot. This woman's brain circuit was really strange. Compared to other people, this was really strange. If it's not as good, then it's not as good. Zhao Yin'er replied indifferently. Zhao Yin'er, I know you're angry, but it's useless. Your donkey isn't as good as the one I bought. Zhao Yin'er couldn't be bothered to argue with Zhao Ping. She couldn't say anything to an idiot. Zhao Ping could say whatever she wanted. It didn't matter if her little Mao couldn't outrun anyone, as long as she felt that little Mao was good. Little Mao understood Zhao Ping's words, and was angered by Zhao Ping's words. Its 4 legs suddenly sped up. Little Mao ran very fast and soon overtook Zhao Ping's donkey. Zhao Ping'er suddenly became anxious. She slapped the donkeys but a few times and urged it. Hurry up and run. Hurry up and outrun little Mao, or else you'll get it. Zhao Ping's donkey ran for a while, but in the end, it still couldn't outrun little Mao. Soon it was tired and panting. After running for a while, it suddenly stopped and stopped running. Zhao Ping'er slapped the horses but a few more times and said to the donkey, Run, why aren't you running? Hurry up and run. What are you doing? If you don't run, I'll teach you a lesson. Damn donkey, you don't even listen to me. After a while Zhao Ping'er realized that Zhao Yin'er's donkey had already run away, but her own donkey was still in the same place and didn't move a step. Zhao Ping'er was very angry. She felt that her donkey was doing it on purpose. Great, when she went back, she would probably be laughed at by Zhao Yin. Damn donkey, useless thing. You can't even outrun a donkey smaller than you. Tell me, what's the use of you? Zhao Ping'er scolded angrily. The more she thought about it, the angrier she felt. Ma Xiaofeng didn't know what to say to Zhao Ping'er. Zhao Ping'er said that she was stupid, and it wasn't without reason. She didn't fight for things that she should fight for, but liked to fight for things that she shouldn't fight for. Now great. Something happened because of the fight. Chapter 1378. Zhao Ping'er pursed her lips. Well, it was really troublesome for them to stop halfway. Zhao Ping'er tried to pull the donkey a few times, but the donkey still didn't move. It seemed that she still had to pull the donkey. Zhao Ping'er sighed. She was very tired. How could she have the strength to pull? But if she didn't pull, there was no other way. She couldn't just let the donkey rest and not move. Ma Xiaofeng saw that Zhao Ping'er was exhausted and couldn't help complaining in her heart. Why did Zhao Ping'er have to do this? If she didn't compete with Zhao Yin'er, she wouldn't have ended up like this. Why did she have to torture herself to make her happy? Zhao Ping'er pulled the donkey for a while. It was more difficult than usual. After a while Zhao Ping'er stopped and breathed heavily. Ma Xiaofeng didn't sympathize with Zhao Ping'er at all. She didn't come down to help Zhao Ping'er. After all, Zhao Ping'er deserved it. This damn donkey, does it want to go against me? I can't drag it away no matter how hard I try. Ma Xiaofeng couldn't help but say. Ping'er, don't blame the donkey. You made it run so fast just now. It must have used up all its strength. It doesn't have much strength now. That's why it's like this. Zhao Ping'er rolled her eyes and said angrily. Humph. I think it's because it doesn't live up to expectations. Why is Zhao Yin or Xiaomao running so fast? It doesn't use up all its strength. How can it use up all its strength? In the end, it's because it doesn't live up to expectations. It only knows how to embarrass me. Ma Xiaofeng felt that she couldn't communicate with Zhao Ping'er, so she shut her mouth and stopped talking to Zhao Ping'er. Zhao Ping'er was still struggling to pull the donkey. After pulling for a long time, she finally managed to get the donkey back. When they returned to old Zhao's house, Zhao Ping'er was already exhausted. She was sweating profusely, and her back was soaked. Seeing Zhao Ping'er like this, Liang Jinxiao thought that something had happened, so he asked Zhao Ping'er, Ping'er, what's wrong with you? Mother, I'm fine. I'm just too tired. Rest if you're tired. Liang Jinxiao pulled out a stool for Zhao Ping'er to sit on and muttered, What kind of work did you do to make you so tired? Mother, it's all because of my family's disappointing donkey. Sigh, let's not talk about it. Zhao Ping'er looked at her donkey with disdain. When she made money, she would immediately change to another donkey. As for this stupid one, she would definitely stew it with donkey meat when she returned. Zhao Ping'er's donkey seemed to feel a chill, and it actually let out a few whimpers. Looking at how tired Zhao Ping'er was, he guessed that Zhao Ping'er had lost a lot of weight over the past few days, probably because of the tiring work. Liang Jinxiao looked at his daughter with heartache, thinking that Zhao Ping'er really didn't have it easy doing business. Ping'er, how's the business today? Is it okay? Liang Jinxiao asked with concern. Zhao Ping'er sighed and replied unhappily, Mother, don't mention it. It's not that easy to do business. It's not like I can sell it just because I want to. Liang Jinxiao responded. She had said this to Zhao Ping'er before, but at that time, Zhao Ping'er didn't listen at all. Now she was saying it herself. Pinger, there's no other way. Take it slow. Liang Jinxiao comforted her. Chapter 1379. What's the matter? Just tell me what you want. Don't be so polite with me. With Liang Jinxiao's words, Zhao Pinger felt relieved. She then said to Liang Jinxiao directly, Mom, if you're free at home, can you help me set up a breakfast stall? Liang Jinxiao didn't agree directly. Instead, she frowned and asked, Ping, is your stall too busy? Is it too busy for 2 people? Zhao Pinger shook her head and said, Mom, it's not like that. You don't have to do anything. You just need to stand there and shout for us. The breakfast stall you and Yin are set up before was very popular. Many people went there to eat. There must be a lot of old customers. If you shout for my stall, maybe many people will come. By then my stall's business will be good. Zhao Yin had just arrived at the courtyard of old Zhao's house when she heard Zhao Pinger's words. With Zhao Pinger's intelligence, it was impossible for her to think of this. It must be Ma Xiaofeng's idea. Ma Xiaofeng was very clever, so it was not surprising that she thought of this idea. Well, Liang Jinxiao hesitated all of a sudden. In fact, it was not that she had nothing to do. She had a lot of things to do. She had to deal with all the things at home. If she had time, she had to help Zhao Yin'er pack the tea. If she went to help Zhao Ping, set up the stall, she wouldn't have time for the whole day. After that, she would be busy with the housework at home. As for Zhao Yin'er's stall, she wouldn't have time to help. Seeing Liang Jinxiao hesitating, Zhao Pinger pulled Liang Jinxiao's hand and said coquettishly, Mom, just agree. You can't let my stall's business go down, right? If I can't earn enough money, I'll have to suffer when I return to my in-laws' house. Liang Jinxiao's heart softened at the thought of Zhao Ping, suffering in the family qin. Just as Liang Jinxiao was about to agree to Zhao Pinger's request, Zhao Yin'er rushed over to Zhao Ping, and scolded her unhappily. Zhao Ping, you're already married. A married daughter is like spilled water. Why do you still ask your mother to help you every day? Do I owe you anything? Zhao Pinger pouted unhappily. Zhao Yin'er, what does this have to do with you? It's mother's business whether she wants to help me or not. Didn't mother help you take care of the stall back then? Zhao Yin'er sneered. I paid mother's salary back then. If you can pay mother 700 to 800 copper coins a month, I certainly won't mind. I can't even earn that much money myself. Where can I get the money to pay mother so much monthly salary? So, do you want mother to help you for free? You, Zhao Ping, couldn't win against Zhao Yin'er. So she looked to Liang Jinxiao and said to Liang Jinxiao, Mother, do you want to help me or not? Mother, I know you can't bear to see my business go down, right? Seeing that Liang Jinxiao's heart was about to waver, Zhao Yin'er was very disappointed. She said to Liang Jinxiao, Mother, if you want to help Ping I won't object. However, I think we don't need to keep in touch with each other in the future. You can only stay with your daughter and forget about me. Zhao Yin'er knew that Liang Jinxiao would be very sad after hearing what she said, but she had to force Liang Jinxiao. Chapter 1380. Back then, Zhao Yin'er tried every possible means to get Zhao Pinger married off, because she didn't want the third branch to be implicated and harmed by Zhao Pinger. But now, Zhao Pinger was married off, and Liang Jinxiao was still protecting her. It was no different from before. The third branch still often subsidized Zhao Pinger. If this continued, it would be better not to get Zhao Pinger married off. She had to make Liang Jinxiao harden his heart. Although he was soft-hearted, he had to have his own principles on some matters. Hearing Zhao Yin'er's words, Liang Jinxiao's eyes revealed a lot of sadness. She glanced at Zhao Yin'er and sighed deeply. It wasn't that she didn't understand why Zhao Yin'er was angry. She just couldn't control herself. Liang Jinxiao had to make a choice between Zhao Yin'er and Zhao Pinger. Putting away the helplessness in her eyes, Liang Jinxiao hardened her heart and said to Zhao Pinger, Pinger, I guess it's useless for me to go. At first, I can get some customers to come over. But after a long time, I'm not sure if there will be any. After all, the customers will eat the taste of breakfast, not recognize me as a person. After Liang Jinxiao finished speaking, Zhao Pinger understood Liang Jinxiao's meaning. She looked at Liang Jinxiao with a displeased expression and said, "Mother, you're just biased. You only know how to be biased toward Zhao Yuner. You don't care about me at all." Zhao Yuner didn't know where Zhao Ping'er got the face to say such words. She retorted, "Sister Ping'er, a married daughter is like spilled water. Look at that girl. After she got married, she came home all day long, causing trouble for the family and taking advantage of the family. When you got married, I prepared a lot of dowry. I've already done my best for you." After Zhao Yuner finished speaking, Zhao Ping'er was about to refute, but the rest of the old Zhao family came to the yard to help Zhao Yuner. Feng Zhangxia said, "Ping'er, your sister Yuner's words are very reasonable. For those of us who have married into our in-laws, we might only be able to return home once or twice, or even twice or thrice a year. You, on the other hand, have been coming home all day after you got married. Aren't you afraid that you'll bring shame to our Zhao family?" Hua Chunhua also snorted coldly. "This Ping'er girl is not a good thing. Which family's daughter always wants to help her husband's family take advantage of her mother's family? Our old Zhao family has given birth to such an ungrateful person." "Mother, you're right. Our third brother and third sister-in-law have a hard life. They treat Ping'er very well. It wasn't easy for them to get her married. But now she comes back to make our third brother and third sister-in-law worry about her. This be *tch. We shouldn't have let her come back. Our third daughter-in-law, she's your own daughter. You have to discipline her. She comes to her own family all day long. She's not a dead man. Why should she follow the rules?" Hua Chunhua and Feng Zhangxia criticized Zhao Ping'er one after another, which made her blush. Even if she was thick-skinned, she still cared about her dignity. If Zhao Yuner was the only one who said it, it wouldn't be a big deal. But Hua Chunhua and Feng Zhangxia also said it. Liang Jinxiao also blushed. Liang Jinxiao knew that Hua Chunhua and Feng Zhangxia's words weren't unreasonable. She just cared about her own daughter too much. After a moment of silence, she said to Zhao Ping'er, "Ping'er, if there's nothing important in the future, don't come home. Do you understand?" Zhao Ping'er looked at Liang Jinxiao unwillingly. "Mother." Chapter 1381. Liang Jinxiao's tone suddenly became very serious. When Zhao Ping'er saw that Liang Jinxiao had really hardened his heart, she suddenly felt very disappointed. Zhao Ping'er responded to the people in the courtyard, feeling wronged. Okay. If she didn't want to come back, so be it. Did she really care too much about it? After Zhao Ping'er responded, she angrily pulled her donkey and left. Looking at Zhao Ping'er's back, Hua Chunhua muttered, "Third daughter-in-law, look at your good daughter. What kind of temper is she? Look at her attitude. Does she think that she's in the right? She's really outrageous." Liang Jinxiao felt uncomfortable in her heart, so she only responded with a faint sound. Zhao Yuner was still a little disappointed with Liang Jinxiao, so she ignored Liang Jinxiao. For lunch, Zhao Yuner did not help the third branch cook. She went back to eat alone. It was necessary to leave Liang Jinxiao alone for a few days to let Liang Jinxiao know that she was wrong. After lunch, Zhao Yuner began to experiment with making ice. Mu Lianfeng and Douda happened to be there. When they heard Zhao Yuner talking about making ice, Mu Lianfeng and Doudu were very curious. What kind of method was it to make ice? How could she make ice cubes in the middle of summer? Wasn't it only possible to make ice cubes in winter? When the father and son were curious, their expressions were exactly the same. They both looked a little silly. When Zhao Yuner saw this, she suddenly laughed. Mu Lianfeng asked Zhao Yuner in confusion, "Yuner, is there something on your face? Otherwise, why are you laughing?" No, I just think that you're cute. So silly and cute. Just like Doudu. Cute? Dazed. Mu Lianfeng muttered, "What's this?" Zhao Yuner waved her hand and said, "These two words don't exist in your era. Well, they are used to describe people who are very cute. Mu Lianfeng, if you don't understand, just look at Douda's current appearance and you'll understand." Mu Lianfeng glanced at Doudu. When he saw Douda's big eyes twinkling and his little face pink and cute, he said, "Yuner, I think I understand what you mean by adorable. But if Douda can be like this, can I be like this too?" He was a mature man, not a child. How could he be like Doudu? Zhao Yuner must have made a mistake. Zhao Yuner chuckled. Of course, Dowdu is a little child, and you're a big child. Both of you are adorable. Mu Lianfeng couldn't help but lightly tap Zhao Yun'er's nose and said to Zhao Yun'er, Yun'er, if you say that I'm adorable, then you're adorable too. Zhao Yun'er smiled. She and adorable had nothing to do with each other, so she knew very well in her heart. Okay, let's start making ice. It's time to witness a miracle. As Zhao Yun'er spoke, she got some saltpeter and some water and poured it into the saltpeter. Slowly, the water in the basin gradually cooled down. The originally normal water began to emit cold air. First, a thin layer of ice formed on the top. Then the ice became thicker and thicker. In the end, the water in the basin turned into ice. Throughout the entire process, Mu Lianfeng and Dowdu held their breaths as they watched. They felt that it was too magical. It was actually made into ice. Chapter 1382. Mother, it's really turned into ice. Mother, it's amazing. Dowdu's big round eyes stared at the ice in the wooden basin, his face full of curiosity. It was as if he had seen something amazing. Even Mu Lianfeng, who was usually relatively calm, couldn't help but sigh in his heart when he saw the scene in front of him. How could there be such a magical operation? How did she do it? Yun'er, the water has turned into ice, Mu Lianfeng said with a smile on his face. Zhao Yun'er smiled and nodded. Yes, the ice in the wooden basin was very thick. Zhao Yun'er put her hand on it. It was ice cold and very comfortable. This kind of weather was better. When it was really summer, some cold drinks like iced sour plum juice or iced mung bean soup would probably be very refreshing. Just thinking about it made her feel very excited. Zhao Yun'er took a hammer and broke the thick ice in the wooden basin. Come, each of you have one. Take it and play with it. Zhao Yun'er handed a piece of ice to the two of them. Mu Lianfeng and Dowdu held the ice in their hands and suddenly felt a cold feeling spread throughout their bodies. Mother, it's so cold. It's so comfortable. Haha, is it? Yes. Mother, can Dowdu try it? Dowdu looked at Zhao Yun'er with anticipation. What's there to try? Mother will make some sour plum juice for you two first. Zhao Yun'er did as she said. Taking some time to do this was nothing. It didn't take much time. Zhao Yun'er quickly prepared the hawthorn and other ingredients. They were all bought in town. With Mu Lianfeng helping out, Zhao Yun'er worked faster. In less than an hour, the sour plum soup was ready. She added some ice cubes into it, and it immediately became ice cold. Sour plum juice quenched thirst, so even if it wasn't used in summer, it should be very comfortable to drink iced sour plum juice in this kind of weather. Zhao Yun'er first filled a few bowls and handed a big bowl to Dowdu and Mu Lianfeng. Here, try it. Dowdu held the bowl and slurped, and in a short while, he drank the big bowl of sour plum juice into his stomach. Mother, it's delicious. It's even better than sugar water, Dowdu said in a soft voice. Zhao Yun'er smiled and said, It's good that you like it. Mother can make it for you in the future. Yes. Dowdu nodded heavily. Mu Lianfeng gracefully finished a bowl of sour plum soup. Similarly, he wasn't stingy with his praise. Yun'er, the taste of this sour plum soup is indeed not bad. It's very special. It's even better than the drinks I usually drink during summer. Zhao Yun'er curled her lips. This was natural, because there were too few drinks that ancient people knew how to make, and very few big families would make some ice storage during the winter. Most people didn't have ice storage at home. Therefore, when it came to summer, it was naturally impossible to make ice drinks. Both of you have good taste. I'll make other delicious drinks for you later, Zhao Yun'er said with a smile. Both father and son nodded in response, looking very expectant. Dowdu handed the small bowl to Zhao Yun'er and said to Zhao Yun'er, Mother, Dowdu finished it. Can you give Dowdu another bowl? Chapter 1383. Okay, Mother will give Dowdu another bowl. But children can't drink too much, or they will have a stomachache, understand? After all, a 3-year-old child's stomach had not developed well. Ice food was considered to be stimulating food. Dowdu had never eaten anything like popsicles or ice cream before, so if he drank too much iced sour plum soup, it would naturally be easy for him to have a stomachache. After listening to Zhao Yun'er's words, Dowda seemed to be a little disappointed, but he still nodded obediently. Yes, yes, mother, Dowda understands. Dowda will drink a bowl. Zhao Yinar touched Dowda's head and praised. Dowda is so obedient. With that, Zhao Yinar turned around and went into the kitchen. She scooped a bowl out of the pot and added 2 ice cubes into it. Mu Lianfeng looked at Zhao Yinar with a smile. Yinar, children can't drink too much, but what about adults? Can they drink a little more? When Zhao Yinar heard Mu Lianfeng's words, she couldn't help but want to laugh. The children were greedy, and now the older children were learning from the children to be greedy. Zhao Yinar said to Mu Lianfeng in a serious manner, no, the children can't, and the older children naturally can't either. You will have a stomachache, so if you want to drink just like Dowdu, you can only drink 1 bowl. Okay, just 1 bowl. Zhao Yinar touched Mu Lianfeng's head just like how she treated Dowdu, and praised him in the same way. Okay, good boy. Mu Lianfeng smiled helplessly. In any case, he was an heir. How could he become a childish child in front of Zhao Yin? However, why did he like this kind of feeling? I'll get it for you. Zhao Yinar continued to get Mu Lianfeng a bowl. At the same time, he filled a big bowl and drank it. The heat of the afternoon immediately dissipated. There was an indescribable comfort, and he felt much more energetic. If a working man were to drink this, he would probably also feel incomparably comfortable. Looking at the sun outside in the afternoon, Zhao Yinar took a kettle and filled it with the sour plum soup in the pot. She added ice cubes and sent it to the men. When they arrived at the foundation, it was already 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and the sun was really strong. Zhao Yinar felt that she couldn't stand it after being exposed to the sun for a while. The men who went to work had to work. Even if it was under the sun, they still had to work. This was how it was to work in this kind of weather. They couldn't wait for the sun to set. However, for these men who worked, this didn't seem to be much. It was only May, and the weather was not so hot that it would be tragic. In ancient times, the weather in June, July, and August was during the busy farming season, and it was very hot. Even after the sun in the afternoon, the skin would hurt from the sun, and they had to go out. However, they had to earn money, and it might not be as profitable as working now. With such a comparison, even if they were tired, the men who went to work had no complaints. These days, nothing was easy. When Zhao Yinar went out, the fields were also full of busy figures. She couldn't help but sympathize with the people in ancient times. In modern times, mechanized operations were much more comfortable than in ancient times. Chapter 1384. Zhao Yinar saw a few men who were working at home. Because of the work, they were so hot that their backs were soaked. She reckoned that if they took off their clothes now and wrung them, a lot of water would come out. After being busy for a period of time, Zhao Yinar's house finally began to take shape. The first floor had been built, and now they were waiting to build the attic designed by Zhao Yinar. Once the attic was built and the roof was sealed, it was almost finished. It was estimated that after working for half a month, it would be almost finished. Thinking about moving into such a house before the summer heat, Zhao Yinar was more or less happy. When Zhao Yinar sent the sour plum soup over, she shouted, "Everyone take a break. I sent some good things over." As soon as they heard Zhao Yinar's voice, the busy people immediately stopped what they were doing. "Little girl Yinar, you're here? What good things did you send today?" Liang Jinhui asked. Liang Jinshan followed behind and said with a smile, "Yinar sent it. Do you still need to say? It's definitely something good." Liang Jinshan didn't believe in Zhao Yinar's culinary skills at first, but after this period of time, Zhao Yinar would make some delicious food from time to time. Liang Jinshan admired Zhao Yinar very much. It was the first time he saw a person who could make all kinds of delicious food. As Liang Jinshan spoke, he couldn't wait to go to Zhao Yinar and ask Zhao Yinar, where is the good stuff? Zhao Yinar looked at Liang Jinshan and Liang Jinhui speechlessly. Among the few people who were working, only her eldest uncle and second uncle were the least enthusiastic. However, when it came to food, these two people were more enthusiastic than anyone else. Zhao Wenhua followed behind Liang Jinshan. He took off his straw hat and fanned himself. She said to Zhao Yinar, "Yinar, it's so hot. Actually, you don't have to give us anything to eat. Even if we eat now, we won't be able to swallow it. Once you get too hot, you'll lose your appetite. Gui Yukai followed behind Zhao Wenhua and said, Yeah, Zhao Yan'er, my appetite is really bad in this kind of weather. I can't even eat lunch, let alone now. Zhao Yan'er smiled. It's not food, it's drink. I promise you'll like it. When Zhao Yan'er said this, the men were a little happy. So it's a drink. It's good, it makes me feel good. Zhao Yan'er took out a few cups, poured a cup of sour plum soup for each of them, and handed it over. After seeing the slightly black sour plum soup, the men stared at it curiously and asked, Yan'er, what is this? This is sour plum soup, Zhao Yan'er explained. Sour plum soup? I've never heard of it. Liang Jinhui muttered. Liang Jinshan smiled and said, You definitely don't know. This thing must be invented by Yan'er. Most people have never drunk it before. Liang Jinshan guessed correctly this time. Zhao Yan'er replied, Yeah, I thought of making it. Take a look and see if you like it. The men took a sip, and were fascinated by the sweet and sour taste. Not only was this thing delicious, but it was also very thirsty. It was a rare good thing. Yan'er, how did you do it? It's cold and it's so comfortable. Chapter 1385. It must have been soaked in the well water. Otherwise it wouldn't be so cold. The men began to discuss curiously. Generally, the temperature of the well water was constant all year round. The well water would be very warm in winter and cool in summer. In ancient times, in order to freeze some things, they would draw some water from the well to freeze them. However, the temperature of the well water was not as good as ice cubes, and it could not cool things down as quickly as ice cubes. Therefore, it was more reliable to make ice cubes. Seeing that the men were discussing, Zhao Yan'er was too lazy to bother to explain that she made ice cubes. These people probably wouldn't understand. Since they thought that it was cold water from the well, she would just say that it was cold water from the well. Little girl Yan'er really knows how to make these things. The taste of this sour plum soup is really good. After drinking a cup into my stomach, I don't feel as hot as before. Gui Yukai sighed. Isn't that so? After drinking it, I sweated a lot and felt much better. If I could drink it every day, I would probably be able to do more work in a day. I feel like I have recovered a lot of strength. Yes. Hearing that they could do more work in a day, Zhao Yan'er decided that if she could spare some time, she would send some sour plum soup to these men from time to time. Later on, she could speed up the construction of her house and save a lot of money. After drinking the sour plum soup, these men rested for a while, then went to work in high spirits. Zhao Yan'er took the kettle back. She cooked a big pot of sour plum soup. Even though she drank a lot, there was still a lot left. This thing couldn't be left for too long. It took up a lot of space in the pot. If she didn't finish it early, it would spoil easily in this kind of weather. She could send some to the third branch, but Zhao Yan'er didn't want to talk to Liang Jinxiao now. She filled a pot of sour plum soup and gave it to Daodu. She said to Daodu, Daodu, can you help me send this sour plum soup to your grandmother? Daodu nodded heavily and said, Mother, of course I can do that. Daodu will go right away. Seeing Daodu being so obedient and sensible, Zhao Yan'er's heart softened. She stroked Daodu's head and said to Daodu, Okay, thank you, Daodu. Daodu is such a good boy, but it's a bit heavy. Daodu, be careful when you hold it. Yes. Mother, don't worry. Daodu knows. Good that you know. Although Daodu was only a 3-year-old child, Zhao Yan'er was not worried about Daodu. She handed the jug of sour plum soup to Daodu. Daodu's small body went out the door. Looking at Daodu's figure, the corners of Zhao Yan'er's mouth curved up. Yan'er, are you tired? Do you want to rest for a while? Do you want to sleep for a while? Mu Lianfeng saw Zhao Yan'er yawn and asked. Looking into Mu Lianfeng's concerned eyes, Zhao Yan'er shook her head and said, No need. I'm not tired. Rest for a while. You don't look very good. Mu Lianfeng's eyes were filled with distress. Zhao Yan'er quickly touched her face and asked nervously, Really? My face doesn't look good? Yes, it's a little weak and yellowish. You probably didn't rest well. You need to recuperate. Don't tire yourself out. Yan'er, you're a woman. With me around, you can rely on anyone. Chapter 1386. Hearing Mu Lianfeng's sigh, Zhao Yin'er began to reflect on herself. Was she too independent and strong that she had hurt Mu Lianfeng's pride as a man? Thinking about it, this was a possibility. Not to mention ancient times. Even in the 21st century, if a woman was too strong and did not rely on a man for anything, a man would also feel frustrated. Occasionally acting coquettishly and asking a man to do something would make him feel that he had value in his existence and would not feel frustrated. After Zhao Yin'er thought of this, she smiled and said, "All right then, I'll rest for a while. Can you fan me? The weather is too hot. I'm afraid I won't be able to sleep." Mu Lianfeng's lips curled into a faint smile. "Yin'er, of course I can." "Okay, then I'll sleep for a while." "Okay." Zhao Yin'er lay on the bed and Mu Lianfeng waited on her. He held the fan, and the cool wind was very comfortable. Zhao Yin'er felt her eyelids getting heavier and heavier. After a while, she fell into a half-asleep state. In a daze, she suddenly felt that her lips were covered by something cool. She originally wanted to open her eyes to see what was going on. Then she immediately realized that this cool thing should be Mu Lianfeng's lips. This guy, he actually kissed her when she was not paying attention. If she opened her eyes at this moment, she was afraid that both of them would be very embarrassed. She might as well not open her eyes and pretend that she did not know. So what if he kissed her? It was not like he had not kissed her before. Although she thought this in her heart, Zhao Yin'er could not help but blush. Feeling Zhao Yin'er's burning face, Mu Lianfeng still thought that Zhao Yin'er was like this because she was too hot. So he increased the strength of his hand. An even cooler wind came from the fan. Zhao Yin'er was very comfortable with the cool wind. Very quickly, she fell asleep again. After sleeping for about 10 minutes, she heard a child crying in the courtyard. It was Daoda's. Zhao Yin'er woke up at once. Mu Lianfeng had already walked out of the house. "Daoda, what's wrong?" Mu Lianfeng gently asked Daoda. Daoda looked at Mu Lianfeng with an aggrieved expression. His eyes were as big as beans, which made one's heart ache. "Daddy." Daoda threw himself into Mu Lianfeng's arms. Mu Lianfeng's expression became more serious, as he felt the soft body behind his words. Zhao Yin'er also came out. Seeing Daoda's aggrieved look, she asked, "Daoda, what's wrong? If there's anything, just tell mother and father. If anyone bullies you, mother will help you beat them up." Daoda sniffled. There was still snot on his nose. Mu Lianfeng didn't mind. Even though he was wearing luxurious clothes, he used his sleeve to wipe Daoda's nose. Then he coaxed gently, "All right, Daoda, don't cry, okay?" "Okay. Daoda, can you tell us what happened now?" Daoda choked with sobs, then said to Mu Lianfeng and Zhao Yin'er, "Mother, father, the sour plum soup was stolen by Iron Hammer." The Iron Hammer that Daoda mentioned was the precious grandson of Zhao Yin'er's eldest grandmother, Mrs. Hu. Zhao Baojun and Mrs. Hu lived with their eldest son, and Iron Hammer was their eldest son's only son. It wasn't easy for them to give birth to this precious son. He was only 7 years old this year. Chapter 1387. He was the kind of brat who would snatch anything that caught his eye. Children were like this because their parents didn't educate them well. At home, they were pampered by their parents and could do whatever they wanted. After all, it had nothing to do with others, so others wouldn't care. However, if they were so tyrannical outside, then it was really inexcusable. Others didn't have to tolerate it. Therefore, when Zhao Yin'er heard this, she was immediately a little angry. She asked Daoda, "Daoda, other than snatching your sour plum soup, did Iron Hammer do anything else? For example, did he push you or hit you?" Daoda nodded aggrievedly. "Mother, yes. I didn't give Iron Hammer, so he pushed me, but he didn't hit me." "Then Daoda, did it hurt?" "It didn't hurt. It's just that the sour plum soup was snatched away. The sour plum soup is delicious, so Daoda didn't want to give it to Iron Hammer." Hearing Daoda's words, Zhao Yin'er sighed in relief. As long as Daoda didn't suffer any harm, it was fine. It wasn't that important that it was snatched away. At this moment, Daoda was like a baby who had been wronged. Children who cared about things that were snatched away would feel very upset. Zhao Yin'er patted Daodu and said to Daodu, Daodu, be good, don't cry. Let's go. Mother will take you to settle the score. Daodu looked up at Zhao Yin'er. His sparkling little eyes were very beautiful and charming. Especially when there were tears in his eyes. They seemed to be a little misty. This child would definitely grow up to be a handsome man. Just look at Mu Lianfeng. Now that she thought about it, genes were too important. Only a man like Mu Lianfeng could give birth to a child as cute as Daodu. Unlike Zhao Yin'er, Mu Lianfeng first said to Daodu, Daodu, did you forget what father said to you? You're a man, so you shouldn't cry like this. When you encounter a problem, think about how to solve it, not cry. Do you understand? Daodu nodded heavily and replied, Yes, father, Daodu understands. Daodu won't cry. Good. Then let's go settle the score. Mu Lianfeng pulled Daodu's little hand. Zhao Yin'er didn't let Mu Lianfeng go with them. Mu Lianfeng's status was not ordinary, so it was better to let her handle this kind of matter. Otherwise, the villagers would say that Mu Lianfeng was too protective of his children, and that he actually argued with Tai Chue over a pot of sour plum soup. Mu Lianfeng himself didn't care, but Zhao Yin'er didn't like people talking behind Mu Lianfeng's back. Anyway, she didn't care about her reputation, nor was she afraid of being called a shrew. She was the most suitable person to go. Mu Lianfeng, you go do your thing. I'll take care of Daodu by myself. Mu Lianfeng asked worriedly. Yin'er, are you okay by yourself? Or should I go with you? No need, you're a man. It's not suitable for you to argue with a few women. Don't worry, I'll be fine by myself. Don't be afraid that I'll be bullied. Those people can't beat me. Mu Lianfeng saw Zhao Yin'er's fierce expression, so he smiled and said, Well, Yin'er, you take Daodu with you. If they bully you, come back and tell me. Got it. Zhao Yin'er nodded in response, then took Daodu's hand and walked towards the Hu residence. Chapter 1388. At this moment, in Madame Hu's courtyard, Madame Hu and Madame Hu's eldest daughter-in-law, the fat girl, were enjoying the cool air under a tree. In this kind of weather, if they worked, they would die from the heat. Women were not like men. Most of the time, they were busy with housework and did not interfere with the work in the fields. Otherwise, how could they be so comfortable at this time and sit under a tree to enjoy the cool air? Madame Hu moved out a bamboo couch and lay on it, sleeping with her eyes closed. However, although the sun was blocked under the tree, the weather was still very hot. It was so hot that her body was sweating. Madame Hu called out to the fat girl, Eldest daughter-in-law, give me a fan. I can't sleep because of the heat. The fat girl unhappily replied, Mother, I'm also sleepy and hot. Her huge body had a lot of fat, so she was more afraid of heat than anyone else. Because of her thick fat, she was not cold in the winter. It was only unbearably hot in the summer. At this time, the fat girl's forehead was already soaked with a layer of sweat, and she was very hot. Fat girl, what else can you do? I only asked you to fan me, but you're too lazy to fan me. Mother, don't you see that my situation is much worse than yours? It's said that fat people are the most afraid of heat. Mother, you don't have as much fat as me, so you're definitely not as hot as me now. Madame Hu couldn't help but roll her eyes at the fat girl. Eldest daughter-in-law, you have so many people on you, yet you're still so proud? It's our Zhao family's fault for being too good to you and feeding you until you're so fat. Don't eat tonight. You have so much fat on your body. If you lose weight, you won't be hot anymore. Madame Hu's words frightened the fat girl. If she didn't eat, it would be the worst. The fat girl hurriedly fawned over Madame Hu and said, Mother, I was wrong. Can't I fan you? That's more like it. Madame Hu snorted. The fat girl picked up the fan and gently fanned Madame Hu. Madame Hu closed her eyes and seemed to be enjoying herself. After a while, her eyelids became heavier and heavier, and she began to doze off. An earthquake-like snoring sound was heard. Seeing that Madame Hu was sleeping so soundly, the fat girl also became sleepy. He opened his mouth and yawned. His eyelids also seemed very heavy. Mother, grandmother. Hammer's voice rang out. Then, he saw the figure of a child running towards the courtyard. The fat girl was still dozing off, but when she heard the sound of the hammer, She immediately woke up. Iron Hammer, why are you back so early today? Mother, I snatched something good and came back. Iron Hammer proudly waved the thing in his hand and said to the fat girl. If an ordinary parent heard that their child had snatched something from someone else, they might have scolded him. However, the fat girl was not like that. Instead, she praised Iron Hammer. Is that so? TSK, then my Iron Hammer is too awesome. As expected of mother's son, after being praised by the fat girl, Iron Hammer became even more proud. Mother, of course. TSK. Iron Hammer, come here quickly. What is it? Let mother see. Mother, it's something delicious. I drank it just now. It's delicious. It's even better than sugar water. When the fat girl heard this, she immediately became excited. Iron Hammer, is what you said true? Come, let mother have a sip. Chapter 1389. I know, Tai Chui. Mother won't steal your drink, will she? Tai Chui softly responded and carefully stared at the chubby girl, fearing that she would accidentally drink too much. After the cold sour plum soup entered her stomach, the chubby girl immediately felt a little better. She couldn't help but want to drink more, but she was stopped by Tai Chui. Mother, you're not allowed to drink anymore. You've already drunk a lot. The chubby girl wiped the corner of her mouth and coaxed Tai Chui. Tai Chui, you definitely can't finish this big pot by yourself. Mother will drink a few more mouthfuls. This thing is sour and sweet, and it's also cooling. It's really good stuff. Tai Chui ignored the chubby girl and snatched the pot. Mother, you can drink it. Why do you still want to drink it after drinking it? I still want to drink it slowly later. The chubby girl awkwardly pulled the corner of her mouth. Okay, you child. Mother won't drink it anymore. Humph. Madam, whose eyes slightly opened. She was awakened by the chubby girl and Tai Chui's conversation. What good thing did Tai Chui bring back? Grandma also wants to drink it. Madam, who was still a little sleepy, but at this moment, she suddenly had the strength to get up from the bed. Tai Chui's mouth twitched. He was not very happy, but he knew that pleasing Madam, who was the most beneficial thing in this family. So he handed the pot to Madam Who. Madam Who drank a few mouthfuls, which made the chubby girl beside her very greedy. Grandmother, drink it, Tai Chui urged, fearing that Madam Who would drink too much. Yes. Madam Who returned the pot to Tai Chui and curiously asked, Tai Chui, what good thing is this? Where did you get it? Grandmother, I don't know what good thing it is. I snatched it from Daodu. As soon as she heard that Tai Chui snatched it from Daodu, the chubby girl was frightened and scolded Tai Chui. You child, you can snatch it from anyone, but why did you snatch it from Daodu? Don't you know who Daodu's father is? After being scolded by the chubby girl, Tai Chui angrily went to Madam Who and acted like a spoiled child. Grandmother, my mother is scolding me. Madam Who treasured her grandson so much that she began to lecture the chubby girl instead. What are you yelling about? Aren't you afraid of scaring the child? Mother, we can steal other people's things, but we can't steal Daoda's. The heir apparent and Yun are not to be trifled with. They'll definitely come and cause trouble later. What should we do then? Madam Who rolled her eyes at chubby Neo. What's the hurry? You've already snatched it back. Do you still want to send it back? Besides, we've already drunk it. What's the point of thinking about it now? He even scared Iron Hammer. The fat girl curled her lips and didn't say anything else. Iron Hammer's heart was filled with pride. Madam Who stroked Tai Chui's head and said, Tai Chui, if you want to drink it, then drink it quickly. Otherwise, when someone comes to ask for it, you'll take it back. Iron Hammer nodded his head heavily and poured the sour plum soup into his stomach. After drinking so much sour plum soup, Iron Hammer's stomach suddenly became very round. He was so full that he couldn't stop burping. It's delicious. Iron Hammer, who was full from drinking, still praised. Tai Chui, do you have any more? Madam Who asked. Milk, there's still a little left. I can't drink anymore. Iron Hammer touched his stomach and said, if you can't drink anymore, then I'll give you some milk. Madam Who took the jug and drank the rest of the sour plum soup in one gulp. Chapter 1390. When the chubby girl saw this, she couldn't help but swallow her saliva. She eagerly asked, "Mother, is there any more? I also want to drink it." Madame Hu unhappily replied, "There's no more." The chubby girl's expression suddenly became very disappointed. She sighed regretfully and said, "Ah, mother, there's really no more?" Madame Hu coldly glanced at the chubby girl and said to her, "What's wrong? Do you want to drink it? Why did you say that iron hammer shouldn't have been snatched?" "Mother, if you don't want to talk about it, then just talk about it. It's not a big deal." "Ehe," Madame Hu sneered. Just as she put down the kettle, she saw an adult and a child coming over. From afar, she recognized that the people who came were Zhao Yin-er and Daodu. As soon as she saw Zhao Yin-er, the chubby girl hurriedly pulled on Madame Hu's sleeve and said, "Mother, look, Zhao Yin-er came over. Why are you so afraid? If she's here, then so be it." Madame Hu appeared very calm. The chubby girl felt strange. Why wasn't her mother afraid of Zhao Yin-er? Her mother had suffered at the hands of Zhao Yin-er before. She wasn't someone who hadn't suffered before. How could she be so calm? As if she wasn't afraid of Zhao Yin-er at all. Zhao Yin-er arrived in front of Madame Hu and the chubby girl. After coldly glancing at the two adults, her icy gaze fell on Iron Hammer. Seeing Zhao Yin-er's murderous gaze, Iron Hammer was so scared that he hid behind Madame Hu. He tugged on Madame Hu's clothes and said to her, "Grandmother, help me." Madame Hu put her hands on her waist and angrily said, "Zhao Yin-er, what are you doing? You scared my precious grandson." Zhao Yin-er looked at Madame Hu in amusement and said to her, "I'm not blaming you, but you're blaming me. Ma'am, your precious grandson doesn't even care about himself. He's snatching things from Daodu." Madame Hu spoke to Zhao Yin-er like a hoodlum. "Yin-er, what you said is wrong. When did my family's iron hammer steal from your family's Daodu? Which eye of yours saw that?" Zhao Yin-er sneered. "You're holding my kettle in your hand. What? Don't tell me you don't want to admit it. Who doesn't want to admit it? What are you talking about? Really? How can you say that my iron hammer was stolen? I can even say that your Daodu gave it to me. Did anyone see it? Can you prove it? Daodu is just a 3-year-old child who can't tell right from wrong. You believe everything he says?" Zhao Yin-er finally understood what a scoundrel was. Encountering such a person, Zhao Yin-er felt even worse than eating dog shit. It seemed that it was useless to talk nicely. He had to use his fists. Zhao Yin-er picked up a wooden stick from the ground and said to Madame Hu's family, "Then I'll give you a good beating now. Later, you can say that I beat you up. I can deny it. In any case, no one saw it. You can't find anyone else to prove that I beat you up." As soon as Zhao Yin-er finished speaking, Madame Hu saw the wooden stick in her hand. Madame Hu's legs immediately went weak. She said to Zhao Yin-er, "Yin-er, why are you being so violent? Isn't it just a drink? So what if you gave my family's iron hammer? You even mustered so many people to come to our house to ask for it. I've never seen such a petty person like you." Chapter 1391. Madame Hu had drunk the sour plum soup herself, so she knew what it was. She frowned and couldn't help but worry. Could it really be something good? Zhao Yin-er was with Mu Lianfeng, so Mu Lianfeng should have a lot of good things. If it was really from the Shitzi, then it would be very precious. So what? Yin-er, you're Tietue's older sister. We're family, so why are you being so calculative? Tietue is a child, so let him drink it. Madame Hu curled her lips and grumbled, "Eldest young mistress, you actually have the nerve to say that we're family. Who would want to hear that? We're family, yet you're still fighting over things. I don't know where your face is." As Zhao Yin-er spoke, she waved the stick in Madame Hu's direction. Madame Hu was so scared that she quickly hit her chrysanthemum and dodged. "Zhao Yin-er, what are you doing? Are you trying to kill someone?" The corners of Zhao Yin-er's mouth curled up. "I'm not trying to kill someone. I'm just teaching them a lesson." You stop it right now. You wish. You can stop. But you must give me an explanation today." Madame Hu hurriedly said, "Just say what explanation you want. If we can do it, we'll agree." Seeing Zhao Yin-er acting like a shrew, Madame Hu was really scared. She was afraid that the stick in Zhao Yin-er's hand would fall on her head. If that happened, she might really lose her life. Okay. Since Madame Hu was so straightforward, Zhao Yin'er wasn't an unreasonable person. She put away the stick in her hand and said to Madame Hu, "The explanation I want is very simple. Either you compensate me, or I'll teach Tietue a lesson." When Madame Hu heard this, she first glanced at Tietue. If her precious grandson fell into Zhao Yin'er's hands, it would be terrible. She didn't know how Zhao Yin'er would deal with him. If something were to happen to his eldest grandson, it would be disastrous. Madame Hu thought for a moment and asked, "Yin'er, if we were to compensate, how much should we compensate?" "I don't need too much, just 2 taels of silver will do." When Madame Hu heard Zhao Yin'er say 2 taels of silver, she immediately exploded. "What? Yin'er girl, are you trying to raise the price? 2 taels of silver? Why don't you go and steal it? A pot of drinks costs 2 taels of silver?" Zhao Yin'er snorted softly. "Young mistress, how did I raise the price? I really don't like what you're saying. The rarer something is, the more valuable it is. Most people can't make my things, so 2 taels of silver isn't expensive. If you think that I'm cheating you, that's fine too. At worst, I won't take these 2 taels of silver. You stole a pot from me, so return it to me. Then I won't pursue this matter." When Madame Hu heard Zhao Yin'er's words, she became even angrier. She drank it all, not leaving a single drop behind. Where would she get the sour plum soup to return to Zhao Yin'er? Wasn't it obvious that she knew that she couldn't do it, and was deliberately making things difficult for her? Madame Hu hesitated for a long time. Zhao Yin'er raised her voice and said, "If you can't take out the 2 taels of silver, then there's only one other option. Hand over Tietue and let me teach him a lesson." "Don't worry, young mistress, I'll just teach him a lesson. I won't beat him to death or cripple him." When Tietue heard Zhao Yin'er's words, he was so frightened that he immediately cried, "Grandmother, don't. I don't want to be beaten. Grandmother, don't let her bully me." Chapter 1392. Mrs. Hu's heart ached for her grandson. The first branch only had one precious son, and she had personally raised him. How could she not like him? But thinking of the 2 taels of silver, Mrs. Hu's heart ached. Where could an ordinary family get 2 taels of silver? 2 taels of silver were enough to buy a lot of meat for Zhao Yin'er. It was better to let Zhao Yin'er beat Iron Hammer first, and then use the 2 taels of silver to buy more delicious food for Iron Hammer to nourish his body. Seeing Mrs. Hu's expression, the fat girl knew that Mrs. Hu was unwilling to give the money to Zhao Yin'er, so she hugged Iron Hammer and protected him behind her. "Mother, if Iron Hammer falls into Zhao Yin'er's hands, he definitely won't have a good ending. Don't believe Zhao Yin'er's words. She's too vicious. Who doesn't suffer when they fall into her hands?" Iron Hammer hurriedly nodded in response. "Mother, Doubta's mother is so fierce. Iron Hammer is so scared." Zhao Yin'er glanced at the fat girl and Iron Hammer. Iron Hammer, this child was really interesting. When he was a robber, he wasn't afraid, but now he immediately became a coward. A child with this kind of character would have no future when he grew up. "Then don't talk nonsense. Give me the money, or I'll directly go to the government to sue you. Adults have to take the blame for the things that children do. You adults can deal with the prison case." Hearing that they would be sued, the fat girl and Mrs. Hu were shocked. Zhao Yin'er had a relationship with the heir presumptive. Who knew if the government would collude with Zhao Yin'er and then catch them? "Mother." The fat girl looked at Mrs. Hu. She didn't want to be sued, but she also didn't want to give up her child. "Eldest daughter-in-law, if you want to be sued, you can go. If you don't want to, you can hand over Iron Hammer." Mrs. Hu's meaning was very clear. If Zhao Yin'er went to sue, the fat girl would be the one to take the blame, not her. The fat girl was naturally unwilling. Compared to her precious son being punished, she was more concerned about her own life. One had to know that once they entered the prison, they might be tortured to death. No matter how bold Zhao Yin'er was, she wouldn't dare to do anything to Tai Chue. After struggling for a moment, the chubby girl said to Madame Hu, "Mother, why don't we give the hammer to Zhao Yin'er?" Madame Hu nodded in response. "Iron Hammer, go over." The fat girl pushed Iron Hammer. Iron Hammer hugged the fat girl's leg and refused to let go. He shouted at the fat girl, "I'm not going. I'm not going, mother. I don't want to go." "Child, don't be too stubborn. Hurry up and go." Mother, you don't treat me well. Grandma, please save me. I'm your precious eldest grandson. Didn't you drink what I stole? How can you let me suffer now? Tai Chue's pleading eyes fell on Madame Hu. Madame Hu glared at Iron Hammer and made up her mind. Child, you don't know how to control your strength. If you want to steal someone's things, you should pick someone who is easy to bully. Daoda's father is the heir of the royal family. You even dared to touch him. Do you want to die? Today will be a lesson for you. Child, you must remember it well, understand? The fat girl's mouth twitched. Her mother's words were really fickle. Just now, she had said something similar and was reprimanded by Hu Shi. Now, Hu Shi was the one who said it. Iron Hammer hugged the fat girl's leg and refused to let go. The fat girl had no choice but to pull Iron Hammer's ear and bring him to Zhao Yun'er. Chapter 1393. Zhao Yun'er nodded. In. The fat girl sighed and glanced at Tai Chue worriedly. She made up her mind and stepped aside. When Tai Chue saw Zhao Yun'er's fierce eyes, he was scared and wanted to run away. Unfortunately, Tai Chue was still slower than Zhao Yun'er. Zhao Yun'er caught Tai Chue. Do you want to run away? There was a cold smile on Gu Ning's face. Even if Tai Chue was a child, she wouldn't let him off easily. In the 21st century, children were spoiled even more. Basically, parents would turn a blind eye to the bad things their children did. However, they didn't know that they were indulging their children. They thought that the bad things their children did could be tolerated and forgiven. In fact, it wasn't the case. If a child was a bad person from a young age, how could they expect him to be a good person when he grew up? If they wanted to educate their children, they had to be educated from a young age. Learning to be a good person was more important than anything else. Tai Chue struggled for a while in Zhao Yun'er's hands, but he couldn't get out of Zhao Yun'er's hands. He could only shout at Zhao Yun'er, "Let me go! Let me go! You're a bad person! Let me go! Mom, Grandma, please help me! Please help me! Mom, Grandma!" Tai Chue struggled and shouted at the same time. When he couldn't get out, he kicked Zhao Yun'er several times. Seeing Tai Chue kicking at her, Zhao Yun'er was annoyed. This child was really out of control. If she didn't teach him a lesson, he wouldn't know what was good for him. Just when Zhao Yun'er was about to help him, Tai Chue sat on the ground and cried with his hands on his stomach. It hurts. It hurts so much. My stomach hurts so much. It's really killing me. Grandma, Mom, my stomach hurts. Zhao Yun'er looked at Tai Chue, who was sitting on the ground with his hands on his stomach. She didn't know whether Tai Chue was really in pain or pretending. I didn't touch you, and now you're pretending? If he really touched you, wouldn't you play dead? Zhao Yun'er sneered. Chubby Nio and Madame Hu thought so too. They were all staring. Zhao Yun'er really did not touch the hammer. The child was probably afraid of being hit, so she pretended. Although the two of them were worried, they stood by the side. Zhao Yun'er coldly snorted, and had Dao to bring a thorny thorn over. She pinned Iron Hammer's pants to the ground and started whipping him. Don't worry, there's a lot of meat on the buttocks. It won't hurt the shins, but the pain is unavoidable. Zhao Yun'er said to the fat girl. If she were to spank a child, she would have to spank his butt. It wouldn't be a big deal. She did this because she didn't want Chubby Nio and Madame Hu to come over and make a fuss if something really happened to Iron Hammer. As soon as Zhao Yun'er whipped him, red stripes of thorns appeared on Iron Hammer's buttocks. Iron Hammer howled in pain like a wolf. However, Zhao Yun'er didn't want to stop. She kept whipping him with the thorns in her hand. Mom, Grandma, it hurts so much. My buttocks and my stomach hurt so much. Chubby Nio cried when she saw Iron Hammer's buttocks. She said to Zhao Yun'er, have you taught him a lesson? Let Iron Hammer go. How can it be cured so soon? Why are you so vicious? Chubby Nio glared at Zhao Yun'er. Chapter 1394. Zhao Yun'er no longer paid attention to the chubby girl and hit Tai Chue's buttocks a few more times. After a total of 10 hits, Zhao Yun'er finally let go. The chubby girl and Madame Hu hurriedly rushed to Tai Chue and hugged him as they cried. Tai Chue, how are you? Are you okay? Don't scare your mother. The chubby girl wiped the tears from the corner of her eyes. Tai Chui's face was already covered in tears. When he opened his mouth, snot flowed down together with his nose. Mother, it hurts so much. His buttocks were like blooming flowers, how could it not hurt? Tai Chui, don't cry. It's all good now, you don't have to suffer anymore. There's an ointment at home. Wait a moment. Mother will take it out and apply it to you. It won't hurt anymore after you apply it. After the chubby girl finished speaking, Madame Hu nervously urged, hurry up and get it. The chubby girl's plump body rushed into the house, and soon came out with a small bottle. Madame Hu called out, come, chubby girl. Hurry up and apply the ointment to Tai Chui's buttocks. Look at his buttocks, it's too scary. It must be painful. Mother, it must be painful. His buttocks are bleeding. Madame Hu sighed and her eyes were a little wet. She was usually reluctant to touch this precious grandson of hers. Today, he suffered so much in the hands of Zhao Yin'er. It really made her heart ache. This Zhao Yin'er, at such a young age, how could her heart be so cruel? The chubby girl took out some ointment and applied it on Tai Chui's buttocks. Then she heard Tai Chui's tragic cries. It hurts so much. It hurts so much. The chubby girl comforted him. Tai Chui, bear with it. Mother is already light enough. It hurts now, but it will be fine in a while. Tai Chui gritted his teeth and endured. Although he didn't continue to cry, he suddenly let out a loud fart like a cannon. Then, an extremely unpleasant stench filled the air. Madame Hu and the chubby girl were slightly stunned by the loud fart. Then, he saw a lot of poop on Iron Hammer's butt. The fat girl was stunned by the scene in front of her. Didn't his butt hurt? Why did Iron Hammer spit out shit? You child, what are you doing? It's so smelly. Aren't you afraid that your mother and I will die from the smell of your poop? Iron Hammer curled his lips and said to his mother and the fat girl, Mom, Grandma, I already told you that I have a stomachache, but you didn't listen to me. You didn't care about me either. You just ignored me. Hu Sure and Fat Chick looked at Iron Hammer helplessly and comforted him. Okay, Iron Hammer, I won't talk about you anymore, okay? Fat Chick, hurry up and get some water to wipe Iron Hammer's butt. Got it, Mother. The fat girl endured the disgust in her heart and nodded in response. Then, she went out to get the basin. Dowda pinched his nose and pulled the corner of Zhao Yin'er's clothes. He said to Zhao Yin'er, Mom, it stinks. Dowda's soft voice softened Zhao Yin'er's heart. She smiled at Dowdu and said, Let's go. We won't be able to smell it if we leave. Dowda nodded heavily. Since they had finished cleaning up Iron Hammer, there was no point in staying. Zhao Yin'er held the kettle in her hand and held Dowda's hand, walking towards her own room. Chapter 1395. She scooped some sour plum soup out of the pot and decided to deliver it personally. Carrying the sour plum soup, she went to the third branch's room. Liang Jinxiao was not there. He must have gone to the fields to do something. Zhao Yin'er put the kettle on the table in the third branch's room, and then went out of old Zhao's courtyard. The second branch's people saw Zhao Yin'er delivering something. Li Chuiying muttered that Zhao Yin'er must have delivered something good again. She sneaked into the third branch's room. When she entered, she found a kettle delivered by Zhao Yin'er on the table in the third branch's room. She thought that the kettle must be filled with something good. Basically, the things delivered by Zhao Yin'er were not bad. Li Chuiying looked behind her to make sure that no one was coming. She picked up the kettle, poured a cup and drank. After tasting the food, Li Chuiying immediately liked it. After drinking a cup, he murmured, What kind of good stuff is this? How is it delicious? Not only was it delicious, but after drinking it, Li Chuiying felt much better. She was so tired from working just now that she sweated. Now even the sweat was discharged. Should I drink more? Li Chuiying muttered and couldn't help but want to drink more. Anyway, there was no one in the room now. Her third sister-in-law was not in the room. She wouldn't be found out if she drank more. It was a full pot. There was a lot of it. As long as there was half of it left, Liang Jinxiao would not ask Zhao Yin'er if she had sent a full pot or half a pot. Li Chuiying held the cup and continued to pour a few more cups. She gulped down the tea into her stomach. After drinking, Li Chuiying wiped her mouth and left the third branch's room with satisfaction. Tianyu's mother! Zhao Wenshui exclaimed in the room. Li Chueying rushed into the room and stood in front of Zhao Wenshui. She asked Zhao Wenshui, Tianyu's father, what's wrong? Where did you go? You couldn't even call for help. Zhao Wenshui reprimanded angrily. Tianyu's father, I'm going to do some work now. How could you call for me if I wasn't in the courtyard? Why are you looking for me? Zhao Wenshui snorted and said to Li Chueying, You woman, you don't care about your man. You haven't applied the ointment for me today. Are you hoping that I won't be able to get out of bed? Li Chueying smiled embarrassedly and replied to Zhao Wenshui, Tianyu's father, what are you talking about? How could I not want you to get out of bed? After you got injured, I had to do all the chores at home. I was so busy that I didn't forget to apply the ointment for you. Zhao Wenshui snorted and didn't believe Li Chueying. Li Chueying didn't continue to explain. She took out the ointment. Come on, Tianyu's father. Raise your butt a little. I'll apply it for you. Zhao Wenshui cooperated and raised his butt a little. Li Chueying suddenly let out a loud burp, because she drank too much of the sour plum soup. Haha! Zhao Wenshui turned around angrily and glanced at Li Chueying. He said to Li Chueying, You woman, what were you doing just now? Still working? I think he must have secretly eaten something, right? Chapter 1396. She replied guiltily, Tianyu's father, what are you talking about? I didn't steal food. There's nothing delicious in our house for me to steal. Zhao Wenshui snorted. You didn't? If you didn't, why don't you explain to me why you burped so loudly? The corners of Li Chueying's mouth twitched slightly, and she seemed a little embarrassed. Tianyu's father. I just burped. It's not a big deal. Really, I don't only burp when I eat. I also burp when I drink too much water. I just drank a little too much just now. Zhao Wenshui's large number of eyes looked up and down Li Chueying's body. He knew that this woman's words were not reliable. Humph, I hope so. If not, you just wait and see, Zhao Wenshui warned. Li Chueying was a little scared and disappointed at the same time. This man of hers was becoming more and more unkind to her. Now he was lying on the bed unable to move, and she was the only one serving him. Why didn't he know how to talk about how good she was? She was not as good as Qian Chuanxiu except for her appearance. Which part of her was inferior to Qian Chuanxiu? The more Li Chueying thought about it, the more disappointed she felt in her heart. She sighed in her heart. Weren't women like this? If a woman didn't marry a good man, she could only suffer for the rest of her life. Since she was married, there was nothing she could do. In this life, she could only accept her fate. If she wanted to blame someone, she could only blame herself for being wrong. After Li Chueying wiped half of her butt, she suddenly felt a sharp pain in her stomach. Ouch, it hurts so much. I can't. Li Chueying covered her stomach and screamed. Zhao Wenshui glanced at his woman indifferently and replied unhappily. Woman, why are you screaming? What's wrong? Tianyu's father, my stomach suddenly hurts. Li Chueying said to Zhao Wenshui with an aggrieved face. Stomach ache? Zhao Wenshui frowned. You be *tch. Why do you have a stomach ache? Humph, I think you must have eaten something good. Now you've eaten something bad, right? No, Tianyu's father. No, you're still so stubborn, stinky woman. You're eating delicious food, but you don't know how to give it to your man. You only care about yourself. Why did I marry such a heartless woman? Li Chueying looked at Zhao Wenshui in disappointment. She still felt that she had married a heartless man. Zhao Wenshui actually said that to her. It really hurt her heart. Li Chueying was unhappy, so he didn't want to let Zhao Wenshui wipe the other half of Zhao Wenshui's butt. He said to Zhao Wenshui, Tianyu's father, haven't I treated you well? Feel your conscience, and tell me that you wronged me when you went to find Widow Qian. I haven't even settled the score with you yet. Now you're saying that I'm heartless. Why don't you let that Widow Qian serve you? Let her wipe the ointment on your butt. With that, Li Chueying covered her stomach and walked out of the second branch's room. Zhao Wenshui shouted at Li Chueying. You be *tch, you're still throwing a tantrum. Come back quickly. I told you to come back. Did you hear me? You're disobedient. When my butt recovers, See if I don't get up and teach you a lesson when my butt recovers. Li Chuiying didn't hear Zhao Wenshui's voice. She ran directly to the latrine and started to poop. Chapter 1397. Even though he had pooped a lot, his stomach still hurt badly. Li Chuiying felt cold sweat coming out of his forehead. What happened to him? Why did his stomach hurt all of a sudden? That was so strange. Li Chuiying thought for a while. He didn't eat anything except for the sour plum juice that Zhao Yuner brought over. Was there something wrong with Zhao Yuner's sour plum juice? Ouch! Li Chuiying clutched her stomach, which felt like it was being twisted by a knife, and muttered in pain. If Li Chuiying had known that his stomach hurt so much, he would never have drunk the sour plum juice that Zhao Yuner brought over. Dong dong dong. Li Chuiying let out a loud fart, and then expelled a lot of dirty things from her stomach. After squatting in the latrine for a long time, his legs were numb and weak. However, Li Chuiying could only continue squatting in his stomach. Zhao Wenshui was in the room. He thought Li Chuiying was mad at him, and ignored him on purpose. He continued to shout outside the room. Tianyu's mother, get in here right now. Why are you still gambling? Tianyu's mother, did you hear that? If you don't come in, I'll be mad. Tianyu's mother. After shouting for a while, he didn't hear Li Chuiying's response. Zhao Wenshui grumbled unhappily. This damned woman is too much. I haven't even applied ointment on half of my butt, and she's already leaving me hanging. I owe my butt. When will it recover if this goes on? The other members of old Zhao's family didn't care about Zhao Wenshui's business. However, Hu Chunhua heard it. She walked into Zhao Wenshui's room and said to Zhao Wenshui unhappily, Wenshui, why are you shouting like a ghost? Really? Seeing Hu Chunhua come in, Zhao Wenshui thought that his butt was still outside, so he quickly pulled on his pants. Unfortunately, he couldn't do anything about it. Zhao Wenshui was lying on his stomach on the bed, so it was difficult for him to exert any strength. Therefore, Hu Chunhua saw Zhao Wenshui's butt. Seeing that Zhao Wenshui was in a hurry to pull up his pants, Hu Chunhua said faintly, Second brother, why are you covering up? Mother gave birth to you. Mother has seen your butt countless times since you were young. What's there to be embarrassed about in front of me? Zhao Wenshui blushed slightly as he muttered to Hu Chunhua. Mom, the past is the past, but the present is the present. Hu Chunhua rolled her eyes at Zhao Wenshui and said to Zhao Wenshui, What's wrong now? Did you forget about your mother after you got married? Now that your wife can see your butt, why can't your mother see it? Zhao Wenshui muttered, Mom, what are you talking about? It doesn't make sense at all. Fine, fine. You were born in my belly. It's fine if you feel embarrassed in front of others, but you don't need to do that in front of me. Zhao Wenshui glanced at Hu Chunhua and didn't know how to respond to Hu Chunhua. If other men in the village knew that his mother had seen his butt, they would laugh at him. However, in his mother's eyes it was nothing. Tell me, why are you calling me your wife? What's the matter? Speaking of that, Zhao Wenshui curled his lips. Mom, Tianyu's mother applied the ointment on my butt, and then she ran away. Hu Chunhua then glanced at Zhao Wenshui's butt. Where did she go? Chapter 1398. Hu Chunhua snorted. Your daughter-in-law is getting more and more unreasonable. Our old Zhao family is so unlucky to have her as our daughter-in-law. Put the ointment on your butt first, and I'll get even with that bitch later. Zhao Wenshui was scared when he heard that Hu Chunhua was going to put ointment on his butt. Mom, why are you helping me? Why don't you wait for Tianyu's mother to come back and help me? Hu Chunhua gave Zhao Wenshui a glance. You don't know how long you'll have to wait for her to come back. You can't leave the other half of your butt hanging, can you? Zhao Wenshui blushed and murmured. Mom. All right, don't be shy in front of me. Why are you so shy? You've forgotten your mom after you got married. You only know your daughter-in-law. Being scolded by Hu Chunhua, Zhao Wenshui had to listen to Hu Chunhua. However, Hu Chunhua's behavior made him feel a little strange. Luckily no one saw it, or he would be too ashamed to face anyone. Hu Chunhua took the ointment and finished applying the rest of Zhao Wenshui's butt. She put the ointment away and said to Zhao Wenshui, Wenshui, You can have a good rest in the room. I'm going to find your shameless wife now. Zhao Wenshui nodded. Hua Chunhua walked out of the room angrily. She walked around for a while and searched the yard, but couldn't find Li Chuiying. She shouted at Li Chuiying, but didn't hear any response from Li Chuiying, so she stood in the yard and cursed. That evil bitch better not be caught by me. If I catch her, I'll teach her a lesson. Don't come back if you dare. You don't even care about your own man. What kind of person is she? Hearing Hua Chunhua's cursing, Li Chuiying couldn't help trembling. Her stomach still hurt, and she always wanted to poop. Every time it hurt for a while, she could only poop a little. It was worse than the usual stomachache. If she pulled up her pants now, she would definitely run to the toilet in less than a minute. However, Hua Chunhua was cursing fiercely in the courtyard. If she didn't go out now, she didn't know what kind of unpleasant words Hua Chunhua would scold. Li Chuiying thought, and decided to go explain it to Hua, before she came back to the toilet. I'm B. Hua Chunhua heard Li Chuiying's voice in the yard. She frowned unhappily and continued to scold. People say that lazy people poop and pee a lot. That's what my second daughter-in-law is like. You've been in the toilet for so long. How much poop do you have to poop? Li Chuiying felt wronged in the toilet. She curled her lips and said, Damn it, this old woman is so controlling. She can nag me for a long time, even when I'm just taking a dump. What can I do if my stomach hurts? It's not like I want it. Although Li Chuiying said that, she still got up. Unfortunately, because she had been squatting for a long time, her legs were numb and sore. She couldn't stand up at all. Li Chuiying stood up with difficulty, but she lost her balance and fell into the manure vat. With a plop, the whole manure vat seemed to explode, and the things inside splashed out. What followed was a foul smell that she had never smelled before. Chapter 1399. Li Chuiying waited for the liquid in the dung tank to enter her nostrils. Stimulated by the stench, Li Chuiying suddenly realized what had happened to her. Li Chuiying's face became extremely pale. Great! She accidentally fell into the manure tank and was covered with feces all over her body. It was even more disgusting than being splashed with feces by Zhao Yuner. How could she be like this? Li Chuiying thought for a while in the manure tank, then wanted to climb out of the manure tank. Why don't I take a bath by the river for a few hours? I'm afraid that I can't get rid of the stench on my body. Li Chuiying herself also began to dislike herself when she smelled the stench, not to mention the others who despised her. Anyway, she felt that she would be laughed at if she walked out like this. Li Chuiying climbed out and found that the manure tank was a little big and a little deep. She tried to climb out, but she couldn't climb out. Instead, she kept falling back into the manure tank, splashing more feces and making the stench even stronger. She was in trouble now. Li Chuiying wanted to cry, but had no tears. At the same time, she felt nauseous and wanted to vomit. There was nothing in her stomach except for the sour plum juice. She couldn't keep soaking in such a disgusting manure tank forever. At this time, Hua Chunhua was waiting in the yard. After waiting for a while, Li Chuiying still didn't come out. She snorted with anger. Why is my second daughter-in-law still in the manure? How much did she eat? Why can't she finish it after such a long time? Bitch! She must have eaten a lot of good food secretly. After scolding, Hua Chunhua sniffed and smelled a stench in the air. Hua Chunhua continued to sniff and found that the stench was getting stronger. What the hell is going on? What is that bitch Li Chuiying doing? I've never seen anyone poop so smelly. Everyone in the yard can smell it. The daughter-in-law of the first branch, Feng Zhangxia, walked out of the room and also smelled the smell. She frowned and asked Hua Chunhua, Mother, what's going on? Why is the yard so smelly? Hua Chunhua snorted. Why? It's all because of your second sister-in-law. What did second sister-in-law do? Feng Zhangxia asked curiously. She went to the manure tank and didn't come out for a long time. That's fine. Look how smelly is her poop. It's made the yard. If the neighbors were to see this, they would definitely laugh at them. It must be said that our Zhao family actually produced such a talent. Hearing Li Chuiying's words, Feng Zhangxia couldn't help laughing. Her mother's words were so funny. Mom, I have a feeling that something is wrong. If my sister-in-law is using poop, it shouldn't be so smelly. Is something wrong? Feng Zhangxia muttered with confusion. Hearing Feng Zhangxia's words, Hua Chunhua felt that it made sense. Could it be that her second daughter-in-law had an accident in the manure tank? Let's go and have a look. Hua Chunhua said to Feng Zhangxia. You're tuning in to the Li Mei's Sword of Destiny YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support. And don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity, through donations, truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.